That's for Israel. Wonder is it real? Rappers acting steady high, steady simple pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up, had to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in the field. That's for Israel. Wonder is it real? Took the way you saw the world, then distorted it. Now you think you want a rocket twirl somewhere orbited. Theories disproportionate, the truth distorted quick with a forceful grip. They force him to simple that we absorb it quick. Took the people's signature, that mean extorted it. They forging it, abusing cause informants who informing them. There's a surplus, but they tell us there are shortages. Credit economy mortgages, dollar that's supported with empty fortresses. But what's important is this report and ships important. Yes, of course it is, but extortion is in accordance with an assortment list of foreign tricks. We ignoring which informant this, informant this. It looked like we were storing tricks. Pedophilia and the government endorsing it. Yeah, eugenics is exactly what abortion is. You just vilify those as subordinate. Way to matrix engineer, that's unfortunate. Geopolitically, we in a field. That's for Israel. Wonder is it real? Rappers acting steady high, steady simple pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up just to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in the field. That's for Israel. Wonder is it real?
All right, what's up, guys? Pretty interesting stream, as you can tell. There's a whole lot to this too. Same with the calendar. Probably gonna have to do more streams in the future, but we're gonna breeze through a lot of stuff. It's gonna be a lot. Everyone save all the spiraling. No one cares. I don't make my streams based on what people think. I love you guys, but if you voted for Trump, you know, this may be a bit eye-opening. So let's watch a little hype video about Trump being Antichrist. Let me find it. But my bad. Let me just make sure D-Live's working. Yeah, what's up, D-Live? Gravy coming in hot. What's up, Nico Bear? Thank you very much for the diamond, my man. Counter stream blew my mind. Sweet. Oh my gosh, here we go. Yeah. 100% Trump is Antichrist. Trust wholeheartedly in Yeshua. Oh, we're going to get into it. What's up, Ryzen? All right. Thanks for kicking in on D-Live. Wait a few minutes, some more people get in here. Let me go get this downloaded anyway. This is pretty wild, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I used to say that, man, you know, Trump's not the Antichrist. Too many people don't like him. But one thing to go ahead and address that from the beginning. So you can worship something without liking it. You can just be obsessed with it. Everyone that says they hate Donald Trump is obsessed with him. Obsessed with him. Okay? All right. Just maybe that'll help clear it up for people from the beginning. This is about to get crazy, guys. It blew my mind. Hence me making a stream about it. All right, here we go. This is just like a little hype video. It's just whatever.
They say that there will arise a powerful world ruler that they identify as the Antichrist.
The Antichrist is not a Muslim, he's not a Jew, and he's certainly not a Christian.
E non fare ponti, non è cristiano.
The Bible means a lot to me, but I don't want to get into specifics.
We have Jesus Christ, and Satan will have his Antichrist.
He is supposed to be a powerful political personality.
He's going to be someone who's going to come on the scene as a great peacemaker.
And my administration remains firmly committed to establishing peace and harmony.
The planet's sense of neediness for an answer is going to make them right to believe an anti-Messiah.
He will be so successful that some people will think he is the very Messiah, and that is the whole point, because that is what he is masquerading as.
I said, Mr. President, I know there are people that say, you said you were the chosen one. I said, you were. I like to be good. I don't like to have to ask for forgiveness.
And he's not alone. He has at his side the false prophet.
It did not need a professional politician in the Oval Office, but it needed a fighter and a champion for freedom. And Lord, that's exactly what we have.
I am going to be the greatest president that God ever created. Remember that.
The Antichrist will not only try to counterfeit the true Christ, but will even try to pass himself off as the Son of God.
I am the chosen one.
But the Antichrist has a mouth like a lion.
Get out of here.
The Antichrist will call himself king.
When somebody's the president of the United States, the authority is total.
The Antichrist will take the mark of the beast and put it upon the forehead of his followers.
As I stand before you today, I see the greatest president in history. Of course he is. He was chosen by God.
I'm not worried about what's going to happen in this world, because I know who has the whole world in his hands, and I've made peace with God, and I'm ready to go. How about you?
Okay, so whatever. Pretty crazy stuff in that video, though, if you're being honest. So I'm already decided, guys. I'm not gonna read the chat, just so everyone knows. It goes for DLive 2. No, they're typically more based over there. I'm just gonna run through this stuff. I'm just not gonna read the chat. I don't care if this bothers you. Maybe once you get through with this stream, if it still bothers you, you should figure out why. You should figure out why you have some like unwavering, undying devotion to this clown show that is Donald Trump. Okay, but he is exhibiting all of the characteristics of the Antichrist. He is fulfilling all of the prophecies. I did not think it was Donald Trump either. Maybe that's why it says almost everyone gets tricked, right? Like, I didn't ever like Donald Trump, but I didn't think he was the Antichrist. Okay, well, let's break it down. How did they pull this off? Well, they got the other side. Starting in 2016, you got to vote for Hillary Clinton like a witch. Obviously, no one's going to vote for her. Now, people are literally voting for the Antichrist, the potential Antichrist. Again, I don't know who the Antichrist is, but I know the people that are in the comments right now talking about they know it's not him. They have no idea what they're talking about. I can almost guarantee you they haven't researched any of the stuff that we're about to cover, and that is why it's working. It does not say that the Antichrist comes, he stands up and says, hey, guys, I'm the Antichrist. In fact, it says the opposite of that. It says that no one can tell, and that the very church supports him. I wonder if the church supports Donald Trump. Oh, yeah, that's right. They all do. They literally all do. All right. So there's I don't care about the comments. I don't care. You need to listen. Okay, so the Grabblers. Beware of those men who claim to be Jews but are in fact synagogue of Satan. Someone download this. So beware of those in the end who claim to be Jews but are in fact synagogue of Satan. We all know who claims to be Jews now. Okay. They're printing off a whole bunch of coins. It's the Sanhedrin, like the Jewish council. And they're printing off coins. Okay. Let's check out some of these coins that they've printed. So the Antichrist will come and unify under the promise of peace and prosperity. Third Temple coin. has the dove symbolizing the peace deal. It's just a coincidence, Austin. It's just a coincidence. Okay. They printed this coin off in 2019. This coin, which would take a while to break down, resembles the believers. Why are they throwing that in the altar? Oh, they're going to kill the believers. This probably just a coincidence. Oh, they want to literally rule the entire world. That's probably just a coincidence. Oh, they say that their Moshiach, which means Messiah, is already here. That's probably just another coincidence. Let's just count them. Let's count them. How many coincidences y'all can leave here? Swear it up and down. You know Trump's not the Antichrist. It's going to be funny. Let's move on to another coin they printed. Okay, this is Cyrus. Now, it is not that Trump is Cyrus. They will worship the Antichrist as if it were Cyrus. Okay, so this is a 2020 coin, right? And it says anointed king. Cyrus is my anointed king. Okay, you got the lion, which of course we know there's a symbolism between the lion and the eagle when it comes to the Antichrist. So we got the serious coin. That's no big deal. No, Cyrus, my anointed king. But no big deal. I mean, it's not like they're comparing him to Trump or something. Oh, wait. They literally are. They printed a coin that says to fulfill 70 years. And in 70 years prior to Trump moving the embassy, Truman, Truman, is the one that acknowledged the embassy. Then 70 years later, Trump moves it to fulfill 70 years. Now we have literally Trump's face sitting beside Cyrus. And the Antichrist prophecy tells you to worship him like Cyrus. You got the lion and you got the eagle on the freaking coin. It says, and he charged me to build him a house in Jerusalem. It's probably just a coincidence. Israel's our best friends. Okay, what's the other side say? It's got the dove. Says, what does this say? Like doves to their nest. The temple coin. They want to rebuild the temple, and we cover this as the Solomon's temple. Oh, this is all probably just another coincidence. Oh, here's another coin that they printed in 2017 about the temple. Oh, they seem to think they have the person that's going to build their temple. They're going to treat as their Moshiach, and they say he's already here. Oh, but none of this means anything. This is all just a coincidence. Because Trump's, and MAGA, M-A-G-A, literally what it means is Satanism. Like literally, it's satanic. MAGA. Literally. MAGA is about Satanism. Okay. That's probably just coincidence. He's a Christian. All right. Now, here are all the coins that they've printed over the last few years. Got the crown symbolizing the rise of their king, the temple. They put right here, Sons of Light. Let me see if I got a closer picture of this one. Okay, War of the Sons of Light against the Sons of Darkness, and it has Donald Trump on the coin. The Sons of Light, they either consider us the Sons of Darkness because they're enlightened, or of course this is just blatant inversion, right? And the Sons of Light are actually us, but which technically we are. But the point is they call themselves Sons of Light. That's their whole entire religion. Right? Against the Sons of Darkness. What war are they talking about, guys? What war is they? What are they talking about? The war. What are they talking about? It's probably just symbolic and none of it means anything. It's all just a coincidence. All of it is just a coincidence. All right. Let's move on. I mean, I couldn't even cover all this in one stream, dude. I was blown away. I just knew I had to cover it because it's ridiculous. It's insane. Okay, so let's go to one of these verses here. All right. About the Antichrist, 2 Thessalonians 2:4, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he is as a God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Now, this means the Jews will have to accept him. He exalts himself as God. Moving on, Daniel 11:45, and he shall plant the tabernacles of his palace between the seas and the glorious holy mountain. yet he shall come to his end, and none shall help him. This is moving the embassy to Jerusalem. Probably just another coincidence, though. All right, Revelations 3:18. I counsel thee to buy of me gold, tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich, in white raiment, and thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of the nakedness do not appear, and anoint thine eyes with eye salve, and that thou mayest see. This is an inversion of everything. Everything that God has laid out to be good, including the fact you get a stone, you get a white stone, it has your new name on it. So when the prophecies are consistently pointing out this overarching allegory of what really goes on in heaven, there's literally votes casted, and these are people that are going to cast their votes, and then whenever they say that there's a number, let the man with wisdom, the number 666, right? He's counting the people that are going to take the black stone, that are going to vote for him. And it's not about like going and literally voting for him. It's about like you're going to end up taking the mark. And so if you did vote for him, you're heading in the wrong direction. Okay, because his mark is coming, and we'll get into that in a second. All right, anyway. So one of the things Trump did, one of the things that the Antichrist will do is the craziest part of all this, and we'll get to this in a second, all of these actions we're about to cover that he's done, that has fulfilled prophecy, all of them, so the Squirt Boys can save it. He just left and right, just fulfilling prophecies, just no big deal. All of them, they didn't just happen. They happened perfectly aligned within the Enochian calendar. So using the Enoch calendar and then using all the scriptures of predictions and the timelines of the sequential events, every one of these major things that Trump does that fulfills prophecy is perfectly in line with when it was supposed to happen on the Enoch calendar. Every one of them. Every one of them. So we just did the stream where we find out, okay, we don't know anything about the calendar, right? We're completely off. There's 12 months of 30 days, 360 days, perfect circle. You have 4 days a year, the equinoxes and the solstices. You have a leap week every single 5 years. No one knows the real calendar. No one knows what's going on. When you line it up right, you're able to predict every single eclipse. You're able to know exactly what they're going to be like. You're able to know every single aspect of what's going on in the sky. Keeps up with the lunar and the solar cycle. It's clearly the right calendar. It was removed. It's been accurate since the very beginning. It's accurate to now. You don't have to constantly change it to make up stuff because it's wrong over the course of time. It's always accurate. It's always been accurate. All of the early church fathers, everyone before that, everyone used this scripture or used this the scripture combined with the calendar to understand and interpret the signs in the sky. Everyone always. Okay. But now we've been detached from that. So now you can't see how blatantly obvious this man is going around fulfilling all the prophecies. I'm not saying I know for a fact that he's the Antichrist or anything like that, but he's following the script. So either they're messing with you to set it up for the future guy. Whatever you want to say, he's fulfilling prophecies, bro. He's fulfilling the prophecies. And surely to God, I don't have anyone in this chat that's going to take a vaccine that modifies your actual RNA, your gene, your God gene, right? Oh, that's all probably just a coincidence too. All the people that think Trump's so legit, they're like, oh, he's just talking about vaccines because it's part of the plan. Like, no, he's just, guys, it appears he's the Antichrist. Okay, so let's get into some more stuff. So one of the things that Trump or the Antichrist does, it gives a decree to the whole world, that a religious decree to the whole world. Okay, that's one of the things the Antichrist does. Now, according to the Enoch calendar, you can get an idea of if Trump is the Antichrist and this was the fulfillment of this. You have 3.5 years, for example. You're able to track it all down, and Trump consistently pops up on that day for the next marking event every time, pops in on that day and does something every single time. So real fast, I'm going to show you this. A lot of this is coming from the same guy, Leland, about the calendar, right? I don't agree with him on a lot of stuff. Like, he thinks the Earth's a magic spinning cartoon ball, bro, right? Like, okay, but that doesn't change anything. Like, iron sharpens iron, right? He doesn't claim to be a prophet or something, and this dude's using scripture, and now that I'm going and fact checking it, it's crazy. Yeah, I wonder why this year's been so crazy. I wonder why, since Trump's gotten in office, has been the most hectic, crazy, insane aspects of any time in modern history. I wonder why we're all trying to keep up. I wonder why every single person is obsessed with this man. I wonder why somehow, even though people that support him know vaccines are bad, they must be okay because Trump said they're okay. It gets crazy. And like I said, download this video. They're already attacking me. They attacked me yesterday about my Ostradamus stream, my freaking Ostradamus stream. I don't even, why would they take that down? I thought we were allowed to critique Trump. My whole entire stream last night was talking about how Trump's a goofball. So, and how he's just written in the play as a script. So tell me why that got censored. I didn't get a notification. They didn't tell me why they took it down. Nothing. They didn't give me copyright strike. Nothing like that. They didn't even explain it. They just removed the video, the Ostradamus video, where I didn't even have a plan. I just randomly started telling y'all what I think about what's going on. So if y'all want to enlighten me as to how really it's Trump trying to save the day and he's draining the swamp and he's going against big tech, yet they're censoring people that are freaking talking about him and exposing his plan, exposing that he's crafting the plan. Tell me that. Explain that to me, why my video's gone. So this video, I don't know if this video is going to last very long. I have it on StreamYards. I'll download it. I'll throw it on BitChute. Last night's stream is on BitChute. Just go to BitChute, WitsitGetsIt. You'll always be able to find my streams that get removed on BitChute. Obviously, it's about to go down. They're about to start censoring me heavily, not even telling me what's going on. I guess I don't even get to know why any of my videos are taken down. They just get taken down. I don't know how any of this works, but go hit me up on DLive. Follow. We'll stream on there. DLive's already messing with me, so I don't really know how this is all going to work out, but we'll find a way to migrate through it. So anyway, one of the major things that he says is he will make a international religious decree. Okay, now let's check out what your boy Trump did. Executive order on advancing international religious freedom. Now, this date is very important. We'll get to it in a second. All right, now this is under the guise of protecting religious freedom. Oh, just to point out to you, back in the day, because there are many prophecies about the Antichrist that have been overlooked, by the way. And, okay, so anyway, back in the day, we're told in the story about the king that is showing you what's going to go on with the Antichrist, that he... like back then, at the time, you couldn't just worship whoever you wanted to. He came in and he gave this decree where anyone could build all the statues they wanted to all their different pagan gods and worship their gods. He came in and gave them this religious freedom where they could worship whatever. There's one thing they're not going to want you to worship, though, huh? And that's Yeshua, the truth. But the point is, this is what Trump's doing. He's fulfilling the Antichrist prophecy. But it's probably just another coincidence. It must be nice. It must be nice. All right. So let's move on down here. This is almost everything in here is inverted, which is doublespeak. That's how they work, right? But it doesn't really matter. They're acting like they're protecting like Christians being persecuted and all this stuff. And like, no, they're not. They don't say that, but this is what they spin it as because, again, the entire church supports Donald Trump. All right, so let's move on. Prioritization of international religious freedom. Since when does the U.S. president come in and get to say decrees for the whole world? I guess that's what's going on now. I guess now the U.S. president gives decrees for the whole world. That's pretty cool. So, as stated in 2017 National Security Strategy, our founders understood religious freedom not as a creation of the state, but as a gift of God. Who God? Which God? Godreo. To every person and a right that is fundamental to the flourishing of our society. Yeah, we must be able to let all of this paganism go on unchecked. Religious communities and organizations and other institutions of civil society are vital partners in the United States government efforts to advance religious freedom around the world. It is the policy of the United States to engage robustly and continually with civil society organizations, including those in foreign countries, to inform United States government policies, programs, and activities related to international religious freedom. Prioritization of international religious freedom within 180 days. This is exactly 6 months on the Enoch calendar. This is all of this is engineered around the timeline of the prophecy, the timeline of the real calendar. They know no one is even close to knowing what's going on because they don't even know the freaking timeline of the events that he's adhering to prophetically right now because they don't even know how to count the days in a year, and they think that the 10th month is the 12th month or something like that. So anyway, within 180 days of the date of this order, the Secretary of State shall, in consultation with the Administrator of the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, develop a plan to prioritize international religious freedom in the planning and implementation of United States foreign policy and the foreign assistance programs of the Department of State and USAID. All right. Let's see. The Secretary shall, in consultation with the Administrator of USAID, budget at least $50 million per fiscal year for programs that advance international religious freedom, the extent feasible and permitted by law and subject to the availability of appropriations. Executive departments and agencies that fund foreign assistance programs shall ensure that faith-based and religious entities, including eligible entities in foreign countries, are not discriminated against on the basis of religious identity or religious belief when competing for federal funding to the extent permitted by law. Yes. Yeah. He's just trying to help us, guys. He's just giving international decrees about religion to try to help us. That's what he's doing. All right, let's come down here where it's so obvious. Like they always have to show their cards. In meetings with their counterparts in foreign governments, the heads of agencies shall, when appropriate and in coordination with the Secretary, raise concerns about international religious freedom in cases that involve individuals imprisoned because of their religion. Again, he's written in the play as a hero. He's going to release any type of religion you could think of, anything you want to do, dude. There's one thing you can't do. You can't talk about Yeshua. People actually think this man's a Christian, and that's the funniest part of it all, to be honest. I got to find where it's at, or... Okay, here it is. Here you go. All right, now this is just to make sure everybody is free, bro. We just want to make sure everyone's free, you know? This is just Trump trying to help us and save. He just wants everyone to be free, guys. Don't you know? Trust the plan. You didn't know? He's trying to help us. All right. The Secretary and the Secretary of the Treasury shall, in consultation with the Assistant to the President for National Security Affairs and through the process described in National Security Presidential Memorandum 4 of April 4, 2017, develop recommendations to prioritize the appropriate use of economic tools to advance international religious freedoms in countries of particular concern, countries on the special watch list. Let's read that again. Develop recommendations to prioritize the appropriate use of economic tools to advance international religious freedom in countries of particular concern, countries on the special watch list. Countries in which there are entities of particular concern and any other countries that have engaged in or tolerated violations of religious freedom as noted in the report required by Section 102B of the Act. We should probably read all of these, to be honest. These economic tools may include, as appropriate and to the extent permitted by law, whose law? Increasing religious freedom programming, realigning foreign assistance to better re-elect country circumstances, or restricting the issuance of visas under Section 604A of the Act. What, bro? What? How can someone not see this at this point? These economic tools may include, as appropriate and to the extent permitted by law, increasing religious freedom programming, realigning foreign assistance to better reflect country circumstances, or restricting the issuance of visas under Section 604A of the Act. Secretary of Treasury, in consultation with the Secretary of State, may consider imposing sanctions under Executive Order 13818 of December 20, 2017, blocking the properties of persons involved in serious human rights abuse or corruption, which, among other things, implements the global, which doesn't exist, Magnitsky Human Rights Accountability Act. Okay, whatever. No one cares. So, special watch list is defined as provided in Section 315. That's what we should go look at. Y'all remind me to go look at that. I'll try and remember. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show Leland break down a couple of things. He knows what he's talking about in a lot of extents. You have to always apply discernment. Don't take anything I'm saying to be factual. Don't take anything this guy's saying to be factual. If you're in the chat, hand wave dismissing that Trump's the Antichrist, you need to pump the brakes. That's why I'm not reading the chat. And trust me, guys, I know it seems like it's too obvious. Everyone always thinks the U.S. president is the Antichrist. I was saying that same thing 2 days ago. Everyone always thinks it's the U.S. president. Well, okay, the United States is pretty clearly Babylon. And so if you were going to take over the whole world, what country would you take over first? The United States. What country has like an incredible amount of power, arguably more than anyone else in the world? The United States. So let's be real. I mean, it isn't just completely unfounded, but everyone always says, oh, look, this is the Antichrist, it's the Antichrist. A lot of people, this is where it gets you. You have to understand, you're not fighting against humans, you're fighting against principalities. Okay, you're fighting against, in a spiritual war, the master of deception. The master of deception. That means he is the best. He's the master of deception. He's the author of confusion. Okay. So whenever people are like, this is how they get your ego into it. Okay. People that are maybe even say stuff like, I don't really trust politics, but God, Trump is way better than Biden. Blah, 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 blah. And you know that the leftists are crazy people that are psychopaths that can never sustain themselves. They just hate God. They think that they are gods. They think that morality is subjective. They run around not wearing clothes, screaming, thinking that they can identify as a spaceship as they want to. They ignore literal biology. They're actual psychopaths that are completely moronic, that clearly want to live in the beast system, are excited about it, are begging for it. They want the world order. They want all their freedoms taken. They want no sustainability. And so you're right in the fact that you're like, these people are degenerate, depraved, nonsensical idiots. They have no idea what they're talking about. They're trying to destroy our country. It isn't our country, though. Whose country is it? Again, when America was founded, 13 colonies. Cyrus dismembered into 13 pieces. That's why there were 13 colonies. My point is, a lot of those people ran around saying Trump's the Antichrist, and people were like, dude, you're such an idiot. And it's funny, right? It's almost funny. They're so stupid, right? Like, oh, you think Trump's the Antichrist? Yeah, oh my gosh, you're an idiot. Do you see the irony? That's why you have a blind spot right now. That's why the people that are closer to Logos and the truth and Yeshua, they have a blind spot, especially when they're still just being enthralled with the nonsensical sensationalism that is the modern church, right? And the doctrines that tickle ears. So they have this huge blind spot. That's why every Christian, okay, not every Christian, right? Because for one, what does that word even mean, right? That wasn't our word. That's what they called us to make fun of us. But almost every Christian supports Donald Trump. Oh, we have to. We have to support Donald Trump. The whole church has gone apostate in support of the Antichrist. Okay, that's what the freaking prophecy says. The prophecy does not say, oh, all the Baptist churches in the United States think they got it all figured out, when they're wrong about like literally everything, including the very description of the earth itself in the scriptures. All of a sudden, they're going to make sure that they can know for sure and see through the deception that is the Antichrist. It doesn't say that at all. It says the opposite. It says that they can't see it, that they're going to support it. And again, people were like, oh, Trump can't be the Antichrist because too many people don't like him. Well, you can worship something without liking it. Once again, if you're obsessed with Donald Trump, and you're obsessed with what's going on with them, that's a form of worship, idolatry. All the left, they for 4 to 5 straight years have been completely and utterly obsessed with him. Like, oh, the weather today is 78 degrees. Trump's a racist. Whatever they can say, right? They always got to bring up Trump. They're like literally obsessed with them, okay? Everyone is. The whole world is watching this man, and the little grabblers are sitting over here trying to avoid having to get carpal tunnel surgery, constantly rubbing their hands together, super excited that none of the goyim know what's going on, and they literally printed it off on a freaking coin and put it in front of everybody. They literally printed it off on a coin. Okay, war of the sons of light against the sons of darkness with Donald Trump's face on it. Okay, the temple coin, rebuilding the temple coin. We have, of course, Cyrus. Cyrus is my anointed king. Oh, well, what's on the other side of that coin? Or no, this is a different coin. This is 2020. So Cyrus is my anointed king. Who are they referring to when they refer to Cyrus? They're referring to the new king, the new anointed king, their new Moshiach, their new chosen one, it's their Moshiach. It's just a king comparable to the powers of Cyrus. Okay. Well, we'll just put Cyrus and Donald Trump's face literally right beside each other. We'll put a lion and an eagle because it's literally the prophecy of the Antichrist, of the Moshiach that they think they're bringing, which will be the false Messiah. To fulfill 70 years, we'll put that right on there so no one, which is another Antichrist biblical prophecy. So we've put Cyrus and Trump on there. We've put the lion and the eagle on there. We've put 70 years on there. And we straight up are going to put that he charged me to build him a house in Jerusalem. And there's a third temple that will be built to the fulfillment of the Antichrist. And all of this is just a coincidence, I guess. So I don't know, but don't worry. It's just now getting started, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I'm going to show y'all some of my man Leland break down a good video. I'm still not reading the chat. I'm sorry. I'm just not doing it. Not in the mood. If you're defending freaking Donald Trump, I mean, dude, kick rocks, bro. Hey, bro. Kick rocks. Kick rocks, bro. Wrong saloon, bro. Donald Trump's a freaking joke, dude. You know? He acts like he's going to come out against vaccines. He's not at all. He's pushing the fastest vaccine ever that manipulates your literal freaking DNA. We'll get into that in the conclusion. Guys, I didn't think he was the Antichrist less than 24 hours ago, dude. So I'm telling you right now, you need to just drop the pride and ego. I'm trying to give you a fair warning. Don't go so all out in the chat about how you know I'm wrong, because you're not going to want to be that guy at the end of this stream. That's all I'm saying. So here we go. In a world where no one knows what the world is, gamma males run wild. In 2021, who will prevail? All right, let's check it out.
Donald Trump is the Antichrist. Guys, you're looking at a Time magazine cover of Donald Trump. It says King Me, okay? Taking all authority, ruling over the governors.
Oh, so this is just a coincidence, guys. This is a Time magazine cover. It's got him saying King Me on it. I thought Time magazine hated him. Visions of absolute power. What? I hope I don't start reading the chats.
It says King Me, okay? Taking all authority, ruling over the governors. And in this video, we're going to look at him as the Jews call him the King of Israel. This was all planned. Make no mistake. Guys, remember that we announced 3.5 years ago the precise date the Antichrist will be revealed.
All right, just to clarify for everyone, because I see some things in the chat. Yeah, you know, and I'm sure everyone just cool wants to figure it out. We have a lot of base people here. You know, yes, there are parts of the prophecies that haven't come true yet. He's fulfilling them right in front of us is the whole point, and he's doing them in a cyclical nature. It cannot be an accident. It cannot be coincidence. And we'll have to get into this more, and maybe even in the future streams it gets real deep. It's just like the Enoch calendar. I ladled a lot of gravy for you guys, but it's not all of it. Right? The Enoch calendar is so deep. This deception is so deep. The amount of prophecies he fulfills is so deep that you know, all I can try to do is put the pieces together for you in a well summarized version for the initial stream. But just so you know, he has to suffer a mortal head wound. There's 2 or 3 possibilities of what this means anyway. You know, so before I even knew this, I always thought, well, people are expecting to see like some character get shot in the head and then come back. But actually, Nimrod suffered a mortal head wound. He was decapitated. Nimrod was the first embodiment, or the most recent embodiments of the Antichrist. He took over the whole world. There were 2 times before that. That's why they want to rebuild a 3rd temple. So the antediluvian era, the Atlantis island that was out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, that was huge and really powerful, and everyone worshipped. They had leaders, right? And so there was a one world order already. Then you have the flood, which God had to intervene just to preserve like the actual genetics. Then we have Nimrod take over again. One of the books that were removed, one of the apocryphal scriptures that were removed, tells you that in fact Nimrod was beheaded. So he appeared to suffer a mortal head wound. He will come back. The scriptures very clearly tell you that the Antichrist it's the one that's been and is to come again. Like he isn't just like never been here or anything. Okay, so Nimrod suffered a mortal head wound. If he comes back, then you know he would appear to come back after suffering a mortal head wound. That literally fulfills the prophecy. In addition, he may actually appear to suffer a mortal head wound, like literally in front of everyone, and then come back. Doesn't matter. But we don't know that part yet. But we do know it could have already been fulfilled. It's fulfilled in and of itself when Nimrod's beheaded, and then that figure comes back. And he will be considered a king. Now, where could you go in the world today and be the leader of to actually even be viable to get to where you could be a king? Not the English royalty bloodlines or nothing. No one cares about those people. Everyone thinks they're clowns. People that live there don't even respect them or think anything of them. Wait till he drains the swamp. All right. I'm not going to interrupt too many times. Just giving context.
3.5 years ago, the precise date the Antichrist will be revealed. And here is a clip of a previous video we posted in August 2016. I'm going to show you the precise day.
Oh, someone said it. The Holocaust equals the head wound. Nicely done. We'll get into it.
When?
All right, this dude predicts this within a couple of days in 2016 using the Enoch calendar, not just trying to predict things. Using the Enoch calendar in the scriptures, it lets you know the timeline of events. It says, no man will know the day nor the hour, but you will know the season.
I'm going to show you the precise day when Antichrist begins his reign of 42 months, or a times in dividing it. That would bring us to the 6th month and 14th day. That would be the year 2019. Okay? 2019 would be August 24th, 2019. That's the date the Antichrist would begin his reign and his power. Okay? And then it would go 42 months. Revelation chapter 13, verse 5 tells us exactly when the 42 months begins. It It says, there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things, blasphemy, and power was given unto him 42 months. When he speaks blasphemy. Verse 6, and he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God to blaspheme his name. When Jesus Christ died on the cross, the Romans wrote his name in Greek and in Aramaic in a sign that said, King of the Jews. So
just to point this out, one of this guy's videos, he says that they're trying to like kill him, and they've tried to poison him a couple times already, and that he's found out that they actually have what they call, they have a group that they come and track down what they call end time terrorist. I know it's kind of eerie, but I wasn't there, but it's just, it's time to stand up and be strong and speak the truth everywhere and come with what may come with it.
King of the Jews.
Or accept what may come with it, sorry.
Aramaic in a sign that said, King of the Jews. So the Antichrist is announcing his name as a counterfeit to blaspheme the name of Jesus Christ, because Jesus Christ is the King of Israel. It was on his cross when he died for our sins.
Like he is the King of Israel. They love him.
The name of
hey guys,
Jesus Christ, because
y'all want some gravy? You ready? Pay attention.
Israel. It was on his cross when he died for our sins.
Oh, my bad. Okay, he looks up to God. He says, I am the chosen one. Look at this man's right hand. What is that? It looks like an eye. Now, this could be just nothing. But just saying, that looks really weird. He straight up looks at the sky, says, I am the chosen one. This dude predicted within a couple days, like 3 years out, using the Enoch calendar. Again, you have to get down to the bottom when the Enoch calendar should be started and re-implemented. And so that's the only discrepancies. Like the calendar's perfect. We just have to figure out exactly where it starts.
Like he is the King of Israel. They love him like he is the second coming of God.
Here we can see his Twitter account, and we can see him saying, quoting someone, Wayne Allen Root, for his very nice words, and he is the King of Israel. We love him like he is the second coming of God. Here you can see on the precise time we are watching for Donald Trump, the king.
Okay, so guys, you think it's just a coincidence that this dude predicts within a couple days, 3 years out, using the calendar that's been suppressed from everybody, that he knows that this dude will exalt himself, right, and take over and start his 42-month reign. And then it says, he gets on camera and he says, talking about a deal with China, he looks up at the sky and says, I am the chosen one. Someone had to do it. And then on the same exact day, coincidentally, he comes out on Twitter on the same exact day and then says, quotes, like he's the King of Israel. They love him like he's the second coming of God. On the same day that he said that he was the chosen one. Like, are you kidding me?
Here you can see on the precise time we are watching for Donald Trump, the King of Israel, on his Twitter account, the second coming of God, declaring himself as the Antichrist on the precise time we are watching. Guys, Donald Trump is the Antichrist. The Jews planned to announce him as the King of Israel. Okay, and we're going to show you this was planned.
Interesting part to the election, though. Maybe a curveball. They make it very obvious he won. They still don't give it to him, and then he goes to Israel. I don't know. But they may just call him the King of Israel, sitting in the throne of Babylon before it crashes, and which is in the process of doing right now, very possibly. I know this is uncomfortable for people because they want to think all this is fake and that the Bible prophecies are not real. And worst case, they've written a script they're trying to follow, and that just isn't an intellectually viable option. It means you haven't researched it. So it doesn't, truth is independent of emotional predisposition. Trust me, I don't want this to be the end either, dude. Like, I want to have a wife and kids. So it's a tough thing for me to even swallow, but my little sister's just now, going to eventually graduate college and stuff. So like, I have a niece that's 3, I get it. But guys, you're just going to have to put your big boy pants on. You're going to have to get right with Yeshua. You're going to have to stop thinking you know everything. You might not have forever. And I'm not trying to fearmonger anyone. It could be way longer. I'm not a prophet. I'm not claiming to know. But to not use spiritual discernment, to not pray and seek the Holy Spirit, to not get right with Yeshua while you can, to not notice all of the insanity going on now, all around these events, all around this character, all around the events in the sky, is very, very, very foolish.
Okay, and we're going to show you this was planned. This is a clip from...
someone said post-tribulation rapture, no rapture. Well, let's we come up, meet him while he comes down. But no, there's no pre-tribulation rapture, that's for sure. Yeah, everyone's in the tribulation. This was the big deception. So look, the big deception. Why would they ever lie about the rapture? People ask all the time, why would they lie about the pre-tribulation rapture? Well, for one, it takes your guard down. You're not ready. And I'm not talking about having a bunch of rice. I'm talking about being spiritually ready. In addition, the biggest reason is because when the Antichrist comes, he's going to trick the church. They're going to go apostate, right? The supposed church. Not the ones that are actually seeking spiritual discernment from the Holy Spirit, of course, right? Because if it were possible, even the elect would be deceived. And so people think there's no way that Trump can be the Antichrist. There's no way. We haven't been taken up to heaven yet. They won't even know they're in the tribulation, bro.
Israel. Okay. And we're going to show you this was planned. This is a clip from someone called David Goldberg, who was a whistleblower.
No, the word rapture is nowhere in the Bible, like literally.
Planned. This is a clip from someone called David Goldberg, who was a whistleblower, insider, that shared some information about this very thing.
Now, many of you have probably heard this guy. This guy exposes the grabless, then comes up dead. Okay? I don't know if y'all have heard of him, but he calls out the Zionists have this big plan where they're keeping tabs on everybody and Noahide laws and all this crazy stuff. He made a whole bunch of recordings, would put them in a safe. He ended up coming up dead. Now let's check out what he had to say. Let me read it for you. This audio file was recovered from David's safe after his death. It contains information yielded from the classified documents he was given. We believe he was murdered due to this information. Please review his previous videos for more context. The audio file was recorded in early June of 2019, a few days before David's death. All right, well, we just showed you that he does this on August 21st, 2019. This was a couple days before he died.
Hello, everyone. This is David Goldberg again. This is probably going to be one of my most important videos that I've done yet. We're going to discuss a couple of things, new things that have come up. I have received classified documents from my White House insider, and we also have some memos that I've referenced in the past, and I'm going to walk through everything that I've been deciphering and learning from these videos, from the documents that I've received. Something that the memos that I received, we'll talk a little bit about the memos. The memos are different from the classified documents. The memos are White House internal memos that discuss a wide range of things in terms of Trump's meeting with rabbis, discussions with Netanyahu over the phone. And one of the memos says that Donald Trump will have to declare himself king of Israel.
Now, why would that be in a memo, guys? Why would that be in a White House memo? Why? Someone please enlighten me. Why? There's not a reason.
Well, the memo said,
and I looked into this back in the day. first I was real skeptical of it. There seems to be some truth to this event happening from what I gathered. If you look at all the information available, that's how I left it open-ended. Like, this might be real, might be fake, might be fear-mongering and fear porn to keep you scared of the Zionists and to make them think they have more power than they do. But this guy did come up dead, and he did have recordings. I mean, you can technically everything can be grabbed, but why would they want this out? All right, just listen.
Over the phone. And one of the memos says that Donald Trump will have to declare himself King of Israel publicly. This is part of the process for them. It doesn't. There's no strategic reason for it. It is symbolic for them.
So he has to declare himself the King of Israel, and it's quote unquote symbolic. It's spiritual. Guys, I just want to know why it's in the memo. Can someone tell me why that would be in the memo? I would love to hear someone tell me why that would be in the memo.
The process for them. It doesn't. There's no strategic reason for it. It is symbolic for them. Trump is going to declare himself King of Israel at some point. I don't know how, but they're talking about it in these memos over and over again. When he's going to do it, why they want him to do it, which again is symbolic. It has no strategic purpose, apparently. It is part of the process of the end game, basically, is what I'm saying. So we will see if that happens or not. It sounds ridiculous. I can't imagine him actually saying it. But maybe he will do something like that. We will look out for that.
That is crazy. Yeah, I mean, who could ever imagine that he would say something like, that sounds wild. He's not going to do that. He would never just come out publicly and say something like that. But we'll see if he does. Then he dies.
It is part of the process of the end game, basically, is what I'm saying. So we will see if that happens or not. It sounds ridiculous. I can't imagine him actually saying it. But maybe he will do something like that. We will look out for that in the coming months.
You mean like 2 months later?
Like he is the King of Israel.
The King of Israel. There you can see June 2019, David Goldberg. I'll have links. He said he would announce himself the King of Israel. Here you see his Twitter account, the King of Israel, the second coming of God. Wake up, people. Donald Trump is the Antichrist. You can see the Jews plan to announce him as the King of Israel in the summer of 2019. We announced this 3.5 years ago, as we have announced other things in prophecy that Donald Trump has fulfilled 2 precise days. The King of Israel. Wake up. He's the Antichrist, the Jewish Messiah. Okay. They have planned all this stuff, guys. They're going to have him go to the third temple. Here is a coin.
I mean, guys, look at that, dude. It straight up says War of the Sons of Light against the Sons of Darkness with Trump's face on it, dude.
By the Sanhedrin with Donald Trump, Benjamin Netanyahu.
Oh, the Sanhedrin, the most corrupt group ever. You just download the video. It's a goner.
Guys, they're going to have him go to the third temple. Here is a coin minted by the Sanhedrin with Donald Trump, Benjamin Netanyahu on one side. War, the sons of light against the sons of darkness. Here you can see it says, Cyrus, my anointed king. Anointed in Hebrew is Mashiach, Messiah. There's a third temple.
Oh, that's probably just a coincidence. Probably just a coincidence that anointed is Moshiach. And they put Cyrus and then literally have a coin with his face right beside it with the third temple right there. Persian Empire, lion. You got the lion, you got the eagle representing the Antichrist. And it's just a coincidence, Austin. Trust a plan.
The sons of light against the sons of darkness. Here you can see it says, Cyrus, my anointed king. Anointed in Hebrew is Mashiach, Messiah. There's a third temple. The Jews will have him go into the third temple. The Christians are bowing to him. Here you see Pat Robertson bowing, worshiping the beast, the Antichrist, Donald Trump. Take heed of all the false prophets and false teachers telling you that Donald Trump is called by God. He is the Antichrist.
Oh, you mean like almost all of them? You mean like pretty much all of them, right? Yeah. Take heed of pretty much all of them. That would never happen, except it literally says that in the end that's what's going to happen. It literally says that. It says that everyone's going to fall. Oh, but you're the special boy. You know everything. Like, I'm just not reading the chat. Every time I look over there, I get upset. I want to show you all this real fast. This is from that video I showed y'all. Now watch this part of it. I don't know if you caught it. Yeah, perfect. That's where it needs to go. All right, check this.
You did not need a professional.
Now watch this guy's face. Watch his face. Look at how creepy and evil this dude's expression is. Okay, they're talking about how awesome and special. You're praying to God supposedly, but you're just all talking about how awesome and incredible Trump is. You're exalting Trump in a supposed prayer to God. Now watch how much he enjoys this. Now watch where he says it comes what he's come to bring, and watch his reaction. He can't help but laugh. He can't help but laugh. This is the embodiment of evil, dude. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. So read his body language very closely and listen to what's said. This is a prayer.
You did not need a professional politician in the Oval Office, but it needed a fighter and a champion for freedom. And Lord, that's exactly what...
He's laughing when he says freedom. Yeah, freedom is really just a super graveled word too, but just watch him. Just freaking watch him.
Did not need a professional politician in the Oval Office, but it needed a fighter and a champion for freedom. And Lord, that's exactly what we have.
I mean, dude, he couldn't even hide it. He couldn't even hide it, bro. Bro, he's like all creepy. And then he says that we needed a fighter for freedom. And he's come to do the opposite of that. And he couldn't help with this little evil secret king spirit to laugh. He had to laugh at it. I really don't even understand how people think that they know for a fact he's not the Antichrist. I mean, it's laughable. All right, let me find another one real fast. Second. I'm going to do a conclusion where I put all the pieces together for you best I can. But we got some more. All right. Let's see what we got here. We're going to listen to my man Leland a little bit more.
It seems the most common question about Donald.
I haven't seen this one. So we're going to get the gravy together. It's not very long, but this is one of the ones I didn't know how to fully explain to you, right? The Antichrist will have no desire for women, desire not women. Well, Trump has kids, and is the world really a play, or there's this whole entire facade about Trump, right? We know that JFK, they're like, oh, trust me, JFK's straight. JFK's just a manly man. Yeah, JFK's so straight. He can't even keep it in his pants with his wife. He has to go hook up with actresses like Marilyn Monroe, this very infamous, famous actress that you'll all remember forever and will be ingrained in your eyes, in your face, in your brain forever. Like, you'll always just remember her. Like, yeah, I promise he's not gay. Look, Marilyn Monroe. And he was clearly gay. JFK was clearly gay. His high school best friend, Lim, openly gay. He moves him into his White House. He moves him in to live with him in his White House. There's pictures of him with his head between his legs and them sitting there with their legs crossed, him behind him, like about to kiss him, all kinds of creepy weirdo stuff. The president that said we're going to land on the moon, then the lunar module, Lim, landed on the moon. Okay. He was gay in front of everyone, but no one knew it. Now, is it the same thing with Trump, right? This is the part I still have to figure out. I'm very interested in hearing his take, and we're just going to listen to it. Because this dude crushes. He's wrong about stuff, but, dude, I'm wrong about stuff. And believe it or not, so are you guys. You know, none of us are right about everything. But iron sharpens iron. You're going to have to put your bias aside. You know what's going to be real hard is trying to tell people in my family that voted for Trump that they voted for the Antichrist. They're not going to listen to me. Maybe they will. I don't know. But, like, yeah, I mean, we're going to bury this dude. Like, not just in this stream. This dude's getting buried. So I don't know how long my channel will be around. Oh, but they don't care if you talk bad about Trump. Except they literally do. They just now took off a video and didn't even tell me why. Because I was exposing that Trump is obviously going to still be here. And it's all a play. So I thought we were allowed to just make up lies about Trump and say whatever we wanted to, and as long as we hate him, we're good to go. No, that isn't the truth. That isn't the truth. You're allowed to say whatever you want to about Trump as long as you don't actually critique the right things, what's really wrong with him. I mean, you people should be able to start putting the picture together here. He's just freaking signing an executive order where he's going to be in charge of what you're allowed to say because he's over the military. And he can be here for an additional 3 year or additional term, additional 4 years legally within the Constitution. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, let's just see what's up with the desire women part. Because I broke down to you, that's what the girl in the red dress scene's about in the Matrix, right? He's like, you can't be distracted by women. We got a job to do.
Donald Trump and the Antichrist isn't the Antichrist supposed to be gay, a homosexual? Well, I encourage you to read the Bible. I encourage you to do your research before you just blurt out things on social media.
Yeah, and also to clarify in case I didn't, I think I may have, but I was bringing up the JFK thing, like, because technically it could be all a facade. Like, Trump could be gay, but very clearly when you read it, it says no desire for women. Like he could be asexual or just not care. Like, he just doesn't have an actual sexual desire for women like most men do. Like, and that's why Neo in the Matrix is very clear when they tell you about him, right? It's like, no, you have a job to do. You don't have time to be distracted by women. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily mean that he goes out and hooks up with dudes. He could just be like asexual, just have no desire for women. Like, he doesn't care about a woman is the point of the verse.
Going by certain assumptions. Here we are in Daniel chapter 11 and verses 6 through 39. And there's a context here, guys. You cannot just take a scripture out of context and come to some conclusion. Clearly what we have is the Antichrist, the son of perdition, in Daniel chapter 11, verse 36. And the king shall do according to his will. He shall exalt himself and magnify himself above every God. You can see that we're underlying God. And shall speak marvelous things against the God, too, of gods.
Yeah, so watchers. That's what these are. The watchers. All the pagan gods, polytheistic religions, watchers.
3. And shall prosper till the indignation be accomplished. For that he is determined shall be done. Neither shall he regard thee God. Remember, 4 times God is listed. Of your fathers, nor the desire of women. So, this is the conclusion. People say, well, he doesn't have the desire of women. So
see, like, for example, Donald Trump isn't the Antichrist. He talks about God a lot. You're wrong. Like, I mean, guys, we're living through it, dude. We're living through the freaking deception. Like, all these supposed Christians and all these supposed churches and all these preachers, they're stamping Donald Trump, approving. It says the church goes apostate and supports the Antichrist. What does God mean? God is short for Gadriel, the serpent that fell down and deceived. So when you say God in English, it has dual meanings, right? And so if your intention is not pure, you have to understand what God actually means. He's not referring to your God, dude. He's referring to Gadriel, and he thinks he's a god, and he's actually said as much. He said that he's the chosen one while looking up at the sky. Every time he's asked point blank about the Bible, he says, oh, well, I have a special take on it, but I don't want to get into all that right now. I don't like to ask for forgiveness. He never says anything about Yeshua ever. He never says, yeah, Yeshua is the true Messiah ever. I'm not going to get into that debate with someone that wants to go down with their pride and ego because they voted for Trump and they want to say that he's a Christian. He's such a Christian that he can't even say the word Yeshua out of his mouth.
Must not desire women, so he must be gay. He must desire men. But that's not what this is saying, guys. Nor regard any God. 5. For he shall magnify himself above all.
Just to clarify, man, I'm not mad at you. I'm just assertive, bro. All love, dude. This is a big red pill. It's going to take a lot of ego to be swallowed for a lot of people.
For he shall magnify himself above all in his estate.
Okay, so neither shall he regard the God of his fathers, nor the desire of women, nor regard any God, for he shall magnify himself above all. Okay.
He will honor the God. What is that? 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of forces. A God, 7, whom his fathers knew not. And shall honor with gold and with silver and with precious stones and all the pleasant things. Thus shall he do in the strongholds with a strange God. 8. So 8 times God is mentioned. So what this is not talking about a desire from women. In the Hebrew, guys, there's words that are feminine and masculine. Okay. So for example, you could.
All right. The continuing the contents, you're getting blocked. Actually, I put you in timeout. So, keep up the nonsense. You're getting blocked. This dude just said that I was an actor or something. I'm some actor. What a little gamma, dude. You need to grow up, bro. And stop being such a gamma. Women don't like that. I don't know if you figured that out yet.
Have a name. Let's say your name is David. Okay, and you're a male. You're called David. Let's say you're a female. Your name would be Davidka. Okay, you add a ka sound at the end, and now that name, we know when you say Davidka, that's a female. Okay, and there's many words in the Hebrew that are masculine and feminine. When it comes to God, there's no feminine word for God. So what Daniel is doing, he's talking about gods. He's talking about different gods. The God of your fathers, the God, you see it 8 times. So the gods is women. They're female gods. They're female entities. Okay, but there's no word for gods in the feminine. So he just says desire for gods, but he's referring to women. So he uses the word women. So here in the context, it's gods. Okay. And there's many types of gods that Solomon worshiped: Ashtaroth, Ishtar, and all the pagan gods. Okay. That's what this is talking about. Now, if you still don't believe this,
all right. That's not the one I want to show you anyway. Just a second.
Donald Trump is the Antichrist. Guys, this is a joke.
Yeah, all right. Be patient, guys. This one's good. I'm going to interrupt every once in a while to break it down. I said a bunch of this stuff in here. If you guys want to know the truth, then, then pay attention. If you don't, I don't know why you're here. Why are you here? Why are you here? I'm just some dude that dropped out of college. If you think I'm stupid, why are you here? You're weird. No one cares. You're in the wrong saloon. Stop being a squirt boy. All right, I got a super chat. Let me check it out. Loving your heart for truth, bro. Having no boundaries to look at all to see if it to be true. Thank you, bro. Much love for the super chat. Much appreciated. And yeah, dude, we're not scared to talk about anything here. Anybody got any subjects, hit me. As long as we're still here, we're going to keep on slaying wizards. I saw another one earlier. Oh, here we go. It took him a long time to believe in himself. Like Neo, I am the one. Yeah, there you go. Maybe so, right? He had to reach a certain state before he knew that he was going to be able to fulfill it or whatever, or be the Antichrist. I don't know. Because it straight tells you, like in that movie, for example, they have no idea what's going on. All right, back to the gravy.
Jewish coin minted by the Sanhedrin back after Donald Trump announced moving the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem. We're going to talk in this video of the significance of that declaration and move of the U.S. Embassy. What does it mean? What are we looking at here in this coin?
Guys, I thought about buying this just so in person I could just be like, hey, look, dude, Trump's Antichrist, and just show him the coins like a commensurate coin. I mean, guys, again, Cyrus, Trump printed on the freaking coin. Lion, eagle, that's what resembles the Antichrist. To fulfill 70 years. 70 years before this, Truman, T-R-U-M, Truman, acknowledged the embassy. Now he's moving it to Jerusalem, and he charged me to build him a house in Jerusalem, like the temple that fulfills prophecy. They think that he's the Moshiach. That's why they're literally printing the dude on their freaking coins right beside their most infamous king ever, the quote-unquote anointed one. Anointed meaning literally Moshiach, which is Messiah.
How do we know that Donald Trump is in fact the Antichrist? We've announced 3 times, guys, 3 times, many things that are actually on this coin in advance for us to watch for specific dates and times where Donald Trump has fulfilled the role of the Antichrist. Okay. In December 2017.
Oh, someone pointed out, good, where we go. The third temple's on the other side. That is correct. And the menorah with the eclipses that end in 2024. You are correct, over the mark.
Fulfilled the role of the Antichrist. Okay. In December 2017, Donald Trump announced moving the U.S. Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. The Jews took it upon themselves to view this as something called Cyrus decree. Now you can see Donald Trump here, and you see King Cyrus here. He is an ancient Persian. You see Persian Empire. He's an ancient Persian king. And what did Cyrus do? Cyrus allowed the Jews to build their second temple.
Oh.
So you can see on the other side of the coin is, this is a temple coin. This is the third temple. So they're viewing Donald Trump as a modern day fulfillment of building the third temple. But also what's on here is the peace deal. Now this coin was released in the year 2018. Okay. But you can see the dove on here. Sure, it says like doves to the nest, but really what the dove means is the peace deal.
Okay, so basically, just to lay this out for everyone, the Grabblers, okay, they are expecting a Moshiach. That means Messiah. Political leader takes over the whole world. They will end up getting 70 Goyim slaves apiece. We will kiss their feet. We'll have to adhere to their laws or be decapitated. This is actually just blatantly out in the oven for everyone to find out if they research anything at all. So the Grabblers are now positive that they found their Moshiach, which we know will be the false Messiah because Yeshua has already come. And so if the people that, beware of those in the inner, in fact, the synagogue of Satan, claim that the Moshiach is here, and he's yet to reveal himself as such a couple years ago, and now they're making coins saying that he's the fulfillment of this Moshiach and this political leader that's going to help rebuild the temple and spearhead the peace deal and help them get greater Israel. So they think that the Messiah is here, their Moshiach's here. We know their Moshiach's the Antichrist. They're obsessed with this entire religion and occultic belief, and they're just probably wrong because you like Trump.
You see the olive branch, that means peace. That's Noah. Okay. So we announced in advance, guys, the meaning in prophetic time of confirming the covenant. We have other videos on that. But in this video, we're going to discuss Cyrus decree. So what they've done here is they've put in Cyrus, and they've basically said that when Donald Trump announced moving the U.S. Embassy, that he is King Cyrus. King Cyrus was called the Mashiach, Messiah. Okay, so they're calling Donald Trump the Messiah. Now you see this here. This is called the Cyrus cylinder.
Someone asks, is the coin silver? No, it's just a commensurate coin. You can buy it on Amazon for $20.
Okay.
Now, but what were the coins printed off there? I don't know. And throughout all Jewish tradition ever, all the way back to the original Hebrew people, you used coins as a consensus, like how to count the population. Too much gravy to not support. Thank you, Anthony. You are the man. Much appreciated, bro. Helps a ton, as you know. And thank you, bro. All right. You're the man. Let's get back into it.
And there's actually a copy of this in the United Nations. And what this is King Cyrus issued decrees all over his empire to allow the different peoples to make a temple to their different gods.
Oh, he did what? Wait, let's hear it again.
Issued decrees all over his empire to allow the different peoples to make a temple to their different gods.
Oh, okay. Make a temple to his different gods. Cool. But that's not Donald Trump. Donald Trump didn't do anything like that. Donald Trump would never do that. Donald Trump's trying to save America with MAGA, the Satanist symbol. Is this dude back in here? So you aren't really finding these channels? They're being fed to you by YouTube. All right, this dude is officially deleted. Remove. I don't know how to do it. Can someone just block him? Dude, it's a gamma. All right. Anyway, so he gave a decree. Let's hear it again. Now that the gamma's gone.
Is King Cyrus issued decrees all over his empire to allow the different peoples to make a temple to their different gods.
Oh, okay. Executive order on advancing international religious freedom. You can praise any god you want to. Trump's here to save you. And what's it say hidden in here? It says, once again, these economic tools may include, as appropriate and to the extent permitted by law, whose law? Not God's, of course, increasing religious freedom programming, realigning foreign assistance to better reflect country circumstances, that seems very subjective, or restricting the issuance of visas. Oh, that's just a coincidence.
This one is a cylinder that Cyrus gave to Babylon, okay, and allowed them to build a temple for Marduk. So this is considered the first Bill of Rights in ancient history, because all the other empires destroyed all the other religions, but Cyrus allowed for them to build a temple to their different gods. So whoever the gods were of the different, he allowed for them, okay? So they're saying Donald Trump is doing the same thing. Now, we announced this ahead of time. Now we have this Cyrus scroll and the Cyrus. Now, let's talk about this decree. Now, everything about Cyrus in his decree relates to Jerusalem, okay? And it relates to 70 years. This Haggai actually gives us the date of the commandment and the decree to restore and build Jerusalem. Thus says the Lord. Okay. Now let's go to verse 18. Consider now from this day upward, from the 24th day of the 9th month. This is coming up in a few days. Okay. From the day that the foundation of the Lord's temple was laid. Consider it. So guys, what we're telling you is this. The 24th day of the 9th month is Cyrus's scroll, Cyrus's decree in our day. Yes, it happened historically. Now it's going to happen again. But what it does mean is this is a significant date for those preparing for the Lord.
Oh, I just got good news on an email. Sorry, we'll kind of break it up. I know that some people can't pay attention to stuff like that. Congratulations, you've been accepted for DLive affiliate. Dear WitsitGetsIt, thank you for your recent application for DLive affiliate. Our Snow has checked your channel, and it's great news. They must not like the grabblers. We activated your account for DLive affiliate status. All you need to do is set up your sub button. So let's come over here and celebrate with DLive. Yay! What's up, DLive? We made it. We got 69 people. What's up, everybody? Thanks for all the lemons. What is the rock the line is standing on? It looks familiar. I wouldn't know. Yay, DLive affiliate. Congrats. Thanks, man. All right, so now maybe my videos will be able to stay up there for at least 3 days, and then maybe we'll set up some little subsystem where we can have sub-only chat and DLives, and we'll do DLive-only shows where it'll be guaranteed gamma free. So, all right, anyway, let's just move on. I was just kind of excited. I thought it was going to take 3 months. It said it could take up to 90 days, and it didn't. My main issue so far with them is I can't post my replays, but maybe that'll fix it. Moving on.
The 24th day of the 9th month is December 5th, per the Enoch calendar. It is the Enoch calendar you're looking at here. You see the 9 and the 24 circled, and underlined is December 5th. The next day is December 6th, and it is the first day of Hanukkah.
Therefore, I have determined that it is time to officially recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. It was set
right after, dude, the day after. Are y'all paying attention?
December 5th.
December 5th.
Next day is December 6th, And it is the first day of Hanukkah.
The first day of Hanukkah, you track it down and know based on the scriptural prophecies using the Enoch calendar. That's how you know when this was going to happen before it happened. And then on the first freaking day of Hanukkah, this dude comes out
to officially recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. It was 70 years ago that the United States under President Truman recognized the state of Israel. Ever since then, Israel has made its capital in the city of Jerusalem, the capital the Jewish people established in ancient times. I am also directing the State Department to begin preparation to move the American embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem.
This is because eventually he's going to take place there. We have take seat there. We have this little grabbler douchebag back here. So let's put this guy's two names together. Trump, Pence, Trumpets.
To move the American embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. The United States remains deeply committed to helping facilitate a peace agreement that is acceptable to both sides. I'm also directing the State Department to begin preparation to move the American embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem.
Like, for example, if Trump was the Antichrist, the satanic left would be kissing his feet. No, they wouldn't, dude. They don't. There's dark and light. All right, he's the master of deception, and if you're constantly obsessed with him, keeping up with him every day, finding out what he said, you're worshiping him, and they're all the people on the left and all the Satanists, they're gonna take the mark of the beast. That will be pharmakeia.
Announcement fulfills Daniel chapter 11, verse 45, which you see.
Which I read to you guys earlier. So he shall move the tabernacles of his palace between the seas, the Mediterranean and the Dead Seas, in the glorious holy mountain of Jerusalem. This is literally what happened. Move the palace from the Mediterranean to Jerusalem.
And he shall plant or move the tabernacles
on the first day of Hanukkah
of his palace between the seas in the glorious holy mountain. Now, we consider that the palace is an ancient name for an embassy. And between the seas is clearly between the Mediterranean Sea and the Dead Sea. Okay, the U.S. Embassy was in Tel Aviv, which is on the Mediterranean Sea, and he moved it to Jerusalem. So clearly this is a fulfillment of what Donald Trump is doing of Daniel chapter 11, verse 45, as it relates to the Antichrist. Okay, and we were here on site. Here is the U.S. Embassy. Here is the fulfillment of the prophecy. Photos taken with my own camera. Okay, this is the embassy. And here you see the seal of the United States. Just like you saw the seal on the coin.
Oh, he puts a seal. Oh, he has a seal. And it's the eagle. That's what you see with the phoenix. That's why the phoenix is always representing like the Jesuit order, rising from the ashes, or order out of chaos. This is the Jesuit order out of chaos, secret society of Jesus. It's actually nothing more than Luciferian doctrine. Again, no, dark and light aren't the same thing. They're duality within the same doctrine. So I read a comment that said something about that. Yes, they are all on the same team. Dark and light are but two different paths within the same ideology of Luciferian doctrine. They literally all write about this and explain it in their own literature. I researched that 5 years ago.
Prophecy, photos taken with my own camera. Okay, this is the embassy. And here you see the seal of the United States. Just like you saw the seal on the coin. Okay, the Antichrist moving his palace, moving his embassy to Jerusalem. Here you see Embassy United States, Jerusalem, Israel, Donald J. Trump, president, who is, of course, the Antichrist, dedicated on May 14th, 2018, in just a few months, they had the embassy established. Now, how did we know this in advance? What are the things on this coin? What do these
Trump can't be a real King Cyrus type. He's not, no, he's masquerading as Cyrus. They're saying that he's Cyrus-esque because he has stepped in and gave the same script that's right here on the coin, the decree to religious freedom for everybody, which will eventually be flipped on its head if you're not worshiping him and Luciferian doctrine, and you'll be decapitated. It's called the Noahide laws. Again, just download this video.
See, it says to fulfill 70 years. And you can see it says, and he charged me to build a house in Jerusalem. So the Sanhedrin minted this coin, recognizing Donald Trump moving the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem. But what is this talking about? Well, we knew this in advance by determining the years of the decree when the United Nations issued a decree in November 1947 to establish a Jewish state. That's when the 70 years began.
Oh, it's just a coincidence. Guys, it's just a coincidence. All this is just a coincidence. No, just go back to sleep.
But what is it that through the decree in November 1947 to
Truman, Truman.
When the United Nations issued a decree in November 1947 to establish a Jewish state. That's when the 70 years began. But what is it that we're looking at here? These are quotes from 2 Chronicles chapter 36, to fulfill the word of the Lord by the mouth of Jeremiah the prophet, to fulfill 70 years. Now, in the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia, and that was Donald Trump's first year, okay, the Lord stirred up the spirit of Cyrus the king, that he made a decree throughout all his kingdom and put it in writing, saying, thus says Cyrus the king of Persia, he has charged me to build him a house, a temple in Jerusalem. So the Cyrus decree is to build a temple in Jerusalem after 70 years. We knew the precise day because it's listed for us right here in Haggai chapter 2, verse 18. Consider now from this day, the 24th day of the 9th month, okay, the day the foundation of the Lord's temple was laid. Consider it. That was the precise date. Donald Trump announced moving the U.S. Embassy after 70 years. Here we have something amazing. We have the Cyrus scroll.
Oh, nothing to see here, guys. Nothing to see here. Just, just where they're going to build a temple, and they have all kinds of creepy references to all of the quote-unquote gods from back in the days, how they were all depicted all around the world. Very extravagant beards, etc., etc. It's just a coincidence. It's just a coincidence, Justin.
Here we have something amazing. We have the Cyrus scroll. This is a Syrian depiction of the restoration. Come, let us build the wall of Jerusalem.
Someone said, awesome, bro, will this video be available later? I can't make promises as to if it's available on YouTube. We called out the grabblers, but and I'm calling out Trump. Apparently that isn't allowed to call him out as the Antichrist. You're allowed to say that he is racist, but you cannot in any way insinuate that he's the Antichrist or a Jesuit puppet or works for Zionist like all of them do. That's a bad goyim. So I would say don't expect it to be on here, but I will put it on BitChute right after it's over. I'll download it and put it on BitChute. WitsitGetsIt on BitChute. Last night's stream's on there too. They took it off without any explanation. All right, I won't interrupt this again.
Scroll. This is a Syrian depiction of the restoration. Come, let us build the wall of Jerusalem. Here is an example of the Cyrus scroll. And the book of Ezra gives the version of this that went to the Jews. So this is the declaration of Cyrus in a frieze, and the goods going to restore the temple at the time of Ezra and Nehemiah. And being depicted here as well is we have the renewed covenant. Well, you say, Leland, the third temple foundation, that was not laid yet. Actually, it was. You're looking at it right here. This is a tour underground at the Western Wall. Our tour guide is showing us the temple. Of course, that's a diagram, but this is a Western Wall. And you're looking at stones about the size of a school bus, okay, at the Western Wall underground from where most people are praying and everything up above. But down below is the foundation of the temple. And you look up, and here is the synagogue, Okay, the chamber of hewn stone, which is part of the third temple. We've shown you this many times. This was dedicated on December 10th, 2017. That's correct. 4 days after Donald Trump announced moving the U.S. Embassy on December 6th, 4 days later, they dedicated the third temple. This is the foundation here, up above the synagogue. We've shown you without hesitation. This is the synagogue Lord Jesus spoke about in Revelation chapter 2, verse 9, and Revelation chapter 3, verse 9, the synagogue of Satan. And it is 4 days after Donald Trump announced moving the U.S. Embassy. Guys, I spoke to people in Jerusalem that said they talked to architects, which showed them the architectural plans for the third temple. When they did, the person saw...
I lied. I'm going to pause it. So read Ezekiel 23. Israel and Judah are the daughters of Babylon. Jerusalem is Babylon. It's all laid out in plain text. I actually don't disagree with that. Most people think America's Babylon. I think it's possible. But yes, it does appear that Jerusalem, the ones that falsely claim to be the holy place, is actually a synagogue of Satan, will in fact be Babylon. Trump will eventually be publicly in charge of Israel and Jerusalem. Very possible, yeah.
That said, they talked to architects, which showed them the architectural plans for the third temple. When they did, the person saw the plans for this synagogue, which you're looking at here. So down below, you can see down below is the people. To the right is the wall, and up above, this is the synagogue. This is called the chamber.
Later, Just Jack. Much love, bro.
Of hewn stone. It's in Ezekiel chapter 8. We have lots of videos on this. Okay, hopefully you've seen this, but this is part of the third temple, guys. It was connected to the third temple.
Dude, this is getting crazy, bro.
Now you say, but Leland, those walls in that place is Fortress Antonio. I agree with you. Okay, that's not what we're talking about here. The Jews believe that wall and that place is where the third temple, the previous temples were. So that's where they're anticipating building their third temple. But this is part of it that's already dedicated. 4 days after Donald Trump announced he charged me to build him a house. Okay, this was years in the making, but it was dedicated 4 days after his announcement. Okay, so the third temple, parts of it you're looking at right here, underground by the Western Wall. Okay, and again, that was just days dedicated in English means Hanukkah. In Hanukkah 2017 is when Donald Trump announced that. And here you can see it.
In dedication, and he moved it on the first day of Hanukkah. And that's literally what Hanukkah means. It's just a coincidence.
So you say, Leland, are you saying that Donald Trump is a modern day Cyrus? No, I'm not saying Donald Trump is a modern day Cyrus. I'm saying the Jews will look at him as a Cyrus. They'll look at the Antichrist as a Cyrus type figure because it says in Isaiah chapter 45 that he's a Mashiach, anointed one. Okay? And the Antichrist is the anti-Mashiach, the anti-Messiah, the false Messiah. But guys, you have to keep in mind, it is going to be the Jews that are going to look to someone to build a temple for himself. Donald Trump knows that the Jews will build a third temple, and he is anticipating going into that third temple. The apostate Christians worship him as Cyrus, and the Jews must also accept him as a Cyrus-type figure because 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 4, who opposed and exalted himself above all that is called God or is in worship, so that he, as God, sits in the what? Temple of God, the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. This is the prophecy. This must be fulfilled. Okay, and it must be the Jews that invite him into a third temple when therefore you see in the abomination of desolation spoken of by the prophet Daniel, stand in the holy place. That's a section of the temple. Okay, what have we learned? Daniel 8:11-45. He, the Antichrist, will plant his tabernacles, his embassy between the seas in the glorious holy mountain, which we know to be Jerusalem. That's what happened when Donald Trump announced moving the U.S. embassy, fulfilling Daniel 11:45. Donald Trump is the Antichrist. He must be the Jewish Messiah. The Antichrist must be accepted by the Jews to go into their third temple. The Antichrist must make a peace deal between America and Israel. These are videos we've shown you, proof and evidence. Donald Trump is the Antichrist. On the coin, you can clearly see the third temple. The peace deal is leading to the third temple. These are things that have already happened. Prophecies already being fulfilled. Donald Trump has already received his power 42 months when he announced himself.
I don't stamp the timelines definitively or anything. It's pretty obvious this dude is clearly fulfilling all the prophecies of the Antichrist. If you want to go down swinging thinking you're a special boy and you have it all figured out, and you know, because you're so enlightened and you're so woke, that there's no way that this could be a prophecy coming real, it's just they wrote a script and they're acting it out themselves because you just think you know everything, then I guess just sit over there and think you know everything until it's too late. All I can do is try to warn you.
As the chosen one, here you can see him say, I am the chosen one. He said on his Twitter account, I am the King of Israel, the second coming of God. Guys, Donald Trump is the Antichrist. We got a playlist on this. Please watch all these videos. This is all proof and evident facts. Donald Trump is the Antichrist.
Yeah. And also, let's check this out. All right, executive order on combating anti-Semitism. December 11, 2019, of course, executive order means it was signed by Trump. My administration is committed to combating the rise of anti-Semitism and anti-Semitic incidents in the United States and around the world. Anti-Semitic incidents have increased since 2013, and students in particular continue to face anti-Semitic harassment in schools and on university and college campuses. Actually, let me do this. So he signed the executive order to combat it, like literally an executive order to combat it. Now, what is it? Anti-Semitism. What? Okay, since they've signed an executive order, then let's see what it is that they're saying that they're combating. Let's find out exactly what it is that we're not allowed to do, right? We probably need to know what the definition of it is. Okay, so anti-Semitism is a certain perception of Jews which may be expressed as hatred towards Jews. I don't think anybody hates anybody. I don't know what you're talking about. That's a cool straw man. Rhetorical and physical manifestations of anti-Semitism are directed towards Jewish or non-Jewish individuals and or their property towards Jewish community institutions and religious facilities. That's a cool story. Contemporary examples of anti-Semitism in public life, the media, schools, the workplace, and in the religious sphere could, taking into account the overall context, include but are not limited to calling for aiding or justifying the killing or harming of Jews in the name of radical ideology or an extreme view of religion. Well, no one ever claimed that. We don't want anyone to do that. We disavow all violence. This stream will still get taken down. Watch. Making mendacious, dehumanizing, demonizing, or stereotypical allegations about Jews as such, or the power of Jews as collective, such as, especially but not exclusively, the myth about a world Jewish conspiracy or of Jews controlling the media, economy, government, or other societal institutions. Oh, that's a myth, even though they openly admit that they literally do have disproportionate amounts of control in the banking and the media and every other major institution. They literally come out and admit this, and it's openly accessible information. It's publicly verifiable information, but it's just a myth. Oh, of a world conspiracy. Oh, well, even though their literal religion, their religious zealots and their literal religion is that they take over the whole world with the Moshiach, a political figure, and they have goyim slaves. That's what they say. That's what they say. But if we don't like that they say that, we're racist. So they're actually ethnic supremacists in the ideological foundation. They think that they're the chosen people that are superior to you genetically, literal ethnic supremacy. They think they're going to take over the whole world with the political figure, their Moshiach, and that all the goyim will have to bow to them, all the goyim will have to obey their rules, and if they don't, they'll be decapitated. But we're the crazy people because we call that out, and if you call out their ethnic supremacy, by logical deduction, that must mean you're racist, huh? accusing Jews as a people of being responsible for real or imagined wrongdoing committed by a single Jewish person or group, or even for acts committed by non-Jews. Well, you're right. We don't say that all Jews are bad or anything stupid like that. No one's saying anything like that. Denying the fact, scope, mechanisms, or intentionality of the genocide of the Jewish people at the hands of National Socialist Germany and its supporters and accomplices during World War II. You're not allowed to question any form of history or the official numbers or anything like that, or that means that you're anti-Mediterranean language. It's a nonsense word. Accusing the Jews as a people or Israel as a state of inventing or exaggerating the Holocaust. Oh my goodness, God forbid people speak openly and in any way question any of the official narratives. You goyim better stay in line and not question any of your rulers. Accusing Jewish citizens of being more loyal to Israel. Oh, you mean like how they openly admit that they literally are more loyal to Israel because they think there's a religious reason to be that way, or to the alleged priorities of Jews worldwide. Oh, you mean like how literally we have over 70 dual citizens in our Congress that are dual citizens with freaking Israel, and they all put Israel first, and both sides can agree on the color of grass, but they all agree we must be subservient to the state of Israel. Oh, but that's just a conspiracy. Then to the interest of their own nations, they literally come out and admit it. That those that bless Israel will be blessed, those that curse Israel will be cursed. Actually, Israel's talking about the believers, the group of believers. You can be grafted in. Not everyone from Israel is of Israel. Galatians 3:28, it tells you very clearly, there is no Jew nor Greek, nor bond nor free, nor male nor female. We're all one in Christ, and if we're one in Christ, we inherit the seed of Abraham. Not everyone from Israel is of Israel. Beware of those men who claim to be Jews but are in fact the synagogue of Satan. But people don't know how to read the Bible. Actually, they just don't believe it. They just listen to doctrine of men. They just want to say the word Jesus over and over, thinking now they get to do whatever they want to, and they get promised eternal life, and they get to go up to heaven, even though that's not in the scriptures either. And so that's what we're dealing with right now. We're dealing with people literally putting that nation over them because they have some religious zealotry behind that. Denying the Jewish people their right to self-determination by claiming that the existence of state of Israel is a racist endeavor, even though literally under their own acknowledgement and admission, it is ethnic supremacy. Literally, that's their justification, is that they are the chosen people. If you think you're the chosen people and that makes you better genetically than everyone else, how is that not ethnic supremacy? Applying double standards but requiring of it a behavior not expected or demanded by any other democratic nation. Oh, well, I want the same thing. I expect the same thing from all the quote-unquote democratic nations, and that's for them to worry about their own nation, not to subvert my nation and the country that I had people die for, even though what were they dying for? Using the symbols and images associated with classic anti-Semitism. Again, this word technically, literally means anti-Mediterranean language. It's a stupid nonsense word. Claims of Jews killing Jesus or blood libel. Oh, yeah, because, they literally did, but we're not allowed to call that out. To characterize Israel or Israelis. Okay. Drawing comparisons of contemporary Israel policy to that of the Nazis. Oh, my gosh. Why would they have to put that in there unless their contemporary Israeli policy is almost identical to the very group of people led by someone you weren't allowed to go research their genealogy? Probably all just a coincidence. Holding Jews collectively responsible for actions of the state of Israel. I in no way do that. I know many Jews that are actually pretty cool. So that's stupid. Cool straw man. Anti-Semitic acts are criminal when they are so defined by law. For example, denial of the Holocaust or distribution of anti-Semitic materials in some countries. This stream I'm making will be very dangerous in the future. Criminal acts are anti-Semitic when the targets of attacks, whether they are the people or property, such as buildings, schools, places of worship, and cemeteries, are selected because they are or are perceived to be Jewish or linked to Jews. Anti-Semitic discrimination is the denial of Jews of opportunities or services available to others and is illegal in many countries. Oh, yeah, because they don't have the fair opportunities. They just have disproportionate control over everything. So this is the definition of defining anti-Semitism on state.gov's website. And then you come over here and you look at it. He literally signed an executive order combating anti-Semitism, a nonsense word, a literal executive order punishable by law. And it straight up tells you that it's illegal. It tells you it's illegal. This is America. And it tells you right here at the bottom, it says, anti-Semitic acts are criminal when they are so defined by law. For example, denial of the Holocaust or distribution of anti-Semitic materials in some countries. Now, I covered this pretty briefly right in the People Hidden stream and the March stream, but the truth is that was a huge psychological operation. World War II was nothing more than a psychological operation. It accomplished many things. The main thing and the predominant thing, of course, being that the Rothschilds were able to then found the state of Israel, and they claimed to have some justification to do so. Gives them this this protection shrouded in victimhood mentality. So you're not allowed to question anything they're saying, or that must mean that you are a racist, crazy psychopath. How dare you ever question your rulers, you little goyim? You need to be subservient. So, yeah, we got a bit of an issue here. I think we have a bit of an issue here that we should be allowed to talk about. I must be missing where we're not allowed to talk about the biggest psychological operation in history, where you weren't even allowed to look into Hitler's genealogy. This stream's going down, so just download it. You're not allowed to look into his genealogy. I wonder why that would be. I wonder why when you look at some of the ancient coins, which I can show you guys if you would like, on one side is the swastika, which they said has something to do with being a racist, and on the other side, it has the Star of David on the freaking coin, on the Nazi regime's coin. So there you go. It's just a joke. It's a joke. And if you think that nothing's here, I don't know exactly what to tell you. But I want to see if I can find this other video. Just a sec. I don't want to show too long of one. Let's see if there's a good short one. Let's just dissect this for a second.
Okay, if you didn't hear, Donald Trump has blurted out some pretty outrageous things. Here we can see his Twitter account.
Okay, yeah, the King of Israel. They love him like he's the second coming of God.
When speaking about trade with China.
We are winning against China. They've lost 2.5 million jobs in a very short period of time. They want to make a deal. It's got to be a deal that's good for the United States. When they want to make a deal, probably we will make a deal. But if I didn't do that, and I'm not doing it, somebody said it's Trump's trade war. This isn't my trade war. This is a trade war that should have taken place a long time ago by a lot of other presidents. Over the last 5 or 6 years, China's made $500 billion.
Now, why would the spirit of Antichrist hate China so much? Anyone ask themselves that yet? Why would the spirit of Antichrist hate China so much? They have shown themselves to be incredibly resilient, and when they crack down on those believers of Yeshua, they just don't go anywhere. They step up and let you kill them. They start to memorize the scriptures. Don't even carry the Bible with them. Have it memorized by heart. Go into underground churches and continue to speak the truth. They can't get rid of them. They've already tried to get rid of those that believe in Yeshua in China, and they can't get rid of them. Just like they couldn't get rid of them back in the day. And that's why Constantine ended up unifying the Roman Empire under the ideologies that are attributed to the original Nazarenes, and then wrapping them into the pagan practices of the Roman civilization at the time and the Greek gods. They can't get rid of them. The truth prevails. And when people know, like I know, that Yeshua is very, very real, and it isn't just some fairy tale, it isn't just some script, and you just think you're a little special boy that's super woke and you haven't done any research because you want to be a god and you think morality is whatever you think it is. The people that know it's real, you can't convince us to be scared of death or something, because we're not. I know Yeshua is real. That means something way bigger than me, way bigger than my vessel. I know is real. Okay? I know it. And so therefore, when you reach that point truly, which is that's the true test, that's how you know that most people don't even truly believe. They don't. They're scared of death. They're scared of air right now. They're scared of air. Who's the Prince of Air? Who's the Prince of Air, guys? Whenever I had my sleep paralysis attack and I couldn't breathe, who's the Prince of Air? So, yeah, they can't get rid of the true believers, and it infuriates them. Okay? This is why they're so obsessed with China.
For the last 5 or 6 years.
And when he says the United States, that's coded spell wizardry. It's about the unification of the original 13 body parts. That's why you had 13 colonies. They want to unify that. That's the whole point. Their belief is that it was unified by ISIS.
5 or 6 years, China's made $500 billion. 500 billion. Ripped it out of the United States. And not only that, if you take a look, intellectual property theft. Add that to it. And add a lot of other things to it. So somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it. And they had a lot of other things to it.
All right, now this is where it starts. This is his decree. Someone had to do it, and he's talking to God. He's mad at God. You remember the end of the Matrix when he's talking to God? I know not the timeline, but I'm going to show them what's up, and then I'm going to leave the rest up to you. Someone had to do it. This is the special boy narrative. Someone had to do it. I am the chosen one. Someone had to do it. And then look at his right hand.
So somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it. So I'm taking on China. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
Why would you ever do that? Why would you turn in the middle of an interview, look up in the air, and say, I am the chosen one to God, and saying someone had to do it? On the very date the Enoch calendar, using the scriptures and the prophecies predicted.
And they had a lot of other things to it. So somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it. So I'm taking on China. I'm taking on China on trade. And
I'm taking on China. I'm taking on China because I'm tired of them not obeying and getting rid of Yeshua. He made an international decree to the whole world about quote-unquote religious freedom. But, of course, it's the opposite of that. You are allowed to worship anything you want to except for Yeshua. And they're going to start doing it all around the world and move it to the United States. And they've already started doing it. And it tells you right there in 6 months on the Enochian calendar, 180 days is when they will come back and give their update on how ready the world is and where we're having issues with getting rid of these believers.
I'm taking on China on trade. And you know what? We're winning.
Friends, herein lies one of the...
All right, this is the last one we'll watch. And we'll have to do more Trump streams, but probably just D-Live only, though, in the future. But anyway, here we go.
Great mysteries of Bible prophecy. We're here in Bethlehem at the wall separating Israel from Palestine. And guys, I was shocked to see this mural on the wall. I venture to say none of you actually know what this means, so please pay close attention to what it is we're about to tell you. It's the great mystery of Bible prophecy that you've never heard about. So what do we have? We have Isaiah 11. But before we talk about these animals and these stack, I want you to look at them and pay attention. And even pause the video and tell me if you know what it means. But first off, we're in Bethlehem. This is what it says in Micah 5. Of Bethlehem, Ephrata, little among the tribes of Judah. Okay? This is that place, guys. We're right here in Bethlehem, and we have this extraordinary mural. Now, of course, what we have is several animals.
All right, I'm not done with this one. All right, I'm just going to wrap it up for you guys. I'm going to start hitting y'all with a bunch of the gravy off the top of my head. So I'm trying to put more of this together for you, and then I'm going to get out of here. We're about to hit 2 hours anyway. All right, so here's the deal. Actually, let's just listen to his own little creepy words. Okay, so we've already crossed all the boundaries, so I'm just going to say it right. But vaccines, right? This is the move. I was telling everyone vaccines isn't the move. Now, is it this vaccine? I don't know for sure. Do they come out with a new one, a new type of technology? I don't know, but this one marks all the characteristics it needs to be the mark, all of them. So seven months ago.
For a self-described wartime.
Okay, I don't want to hear your stupid voice, woman.
Today I want to update you on the next stage of this momentous medical initiative. It's called Operation Warp Speed. That means big and it means fast. A massive...
I mean, dude, let me give you all some context to really pay attention to every word he's saying. Every word he's saying is super important. Okay, so the plagues, there are plagues, right? Now, what's the plague? Is it the plague of the mind? Are people really getting sick because of all kinds of radiation? Are they doing stuff to people? Are they convincing people to get sick? They know there's some type of wizardry spell you can make people sick. Whatever. The plagues, okay? And then the Antichrist comes in to help save the day. And he gives you his mark. And then in the next section, which this would actually be in 2021, people start to have source from the mark. Okay? And we all know you can't buy or sell without the mark. Okay? Then we all know that this is the first vaccine. This is the key here. This is the first vaccine in the history of mankind that manipulates your genetics. Literally, it literally changes your genetics. Okay, it's the first time ever a computer has created a sequence. It's going to be put into your body and manipulate your actual genetics and your RNA, and it's called the God gene that it's manipulating. And so it will be like the days of Noah. What was the days of Noah's like? The genetics have become corrupted. It's a seed war. Okay, it's like the serpent seed against the seed of women, which is, whenever he's told that about like the bruising his heel, right, and the woman's seed. Okay, this is the whole battle. It's to taint the woman's seed. That's what this is. It's going to change your genetics. Once someone takes that shot and it changes their genetics, they're gone. They're gone. They won't be able to repent anymore. That it will literally change them. They will hate God. They will not repent once they take the mark. This literally manipulates your freaking genetics. Now, what does the word pharmacy come from? Pharmakia. What does pharmakia mean? Sorcery. The bowls. The bowls, right? In Revelation, there's bowls, right? Well, how do they used to make the sorcery, aka the medicine, in the bowl with the spoon? That's how the witches used to do it. That's what pharmakia means. So everyone's about to partake in the Antichrist sorcery. Pharmakia. Okay. Moving on.
Scientific, industrial, and logistical.
Just keep all that in mind. Just keep in mind the mark of the beast, this dude being the Antichrist, and tell me how creepy when this. I haven't even watched this. I know it's going to be creepy.
Today I want to update you.
This is a satanic ritual. And again, MAGA literally has to do with Satanism, literally.
On the next stage of this momentous medical initiative. It's called Operation Warp Speed. That means big and it means fast. A massive scientific, industrial, and logistical endeavor, unlike anything our country has seen since the Manhattan Project.
Now, you see what he's doing? Like, watch how he breezes through the certain parts. He wants to say some of them with a lot more conviction. It's the parts that are like big and fast, the most powerful thing ever. Those are the parts he says real loud. Watch him run through some of the wizardry where it's like, oh, no, technological advancement. Better than the world's ever seen. Like, watch how he talks. Watch where he emphasizes the words.
This medical initiative. It's called Operation Warp Speed. That means big and it means fast. A massive scientific, industrial, and logistical endeavor, unlike anything our country has seen since the Manhattan Project. You really could say that nobody's seen anything like we're doing, whether it's ventilators or testing. Nobody's seen anything like we're doing now within our country since the Second World War. Incredible.
Think about that, dude. Think about what he just said, bro. We just covered World War II. Think about what he just said.
The Second World War.
I mean, dude, you can't make this stuff up.
Nobody's seen anything like we're doing, whether it's ventilators or testing. Nobody's seen anything like we're doing now within our country since the Second World War. Incredible. Its objective is to finish developing and then to manufacture and distribute a proven coronavirus vaccine as fast as possible. Again, we'd love to see if we could do it prior to the end of the year. We think we're going to have some very good results coming out very quickly.
People say things like, oh, he's reading off a script, he's stuttering, he can't be Antichrist. He's the master of deception.
In addition, it will continue accelerating the development of diagnostics and breakthrough therapies. The Great National Project will bring together the best of American industry and innovation, the full resources of the United States government, and the excellence and precision of the United States military. We have the military totally involved.
Oh, not creepy at all, huh, guys? This guy that's fulfilled all these prophecies, I've only shown you maybe 10% of them. I'm going to make a whole PowerPoint presentation for you guys. I'm going to remove all the doubts. And I'm still not positive myself, but so the dude that fulfills all the freaking prophecies on the perfect days they're supposed to happen, based on the Enoch calendar that was hidden, comes and says he's the king of Israel, claims that he's God, the son of God, right? Gets printed on the Grabbler coin, the actual synagogue of Satan. He comes out and says that we're coming up with Operation Warp Speed, a vaccine like none other that's ever been made. First to manipulate your DNA. It's made purely synthetically with a computer. We're going to make sure we fast track it. And the first time ever, now we have someone saying we've got the military involved to go door to door and facilitate them. And it's not by force. You have to choose to take it.
And the excellence and precision of the United States military. We have the military totally involved. We're also working very strongly with other countries who are also have some great scientists, doctors, and we're all working very closely together, and they're viewing us as the leader, and we are the relationship with other countries on solving this problem has been incredible. Today, Operation Warp Speed has brought together all of the experts across the federal government from places like the NIH, CDC, FDA.
All right, that's enough. Doesn't this look kind of creepy to you? Like if you had just showed someone this, especially if they were all wearing masks like 40 years ago, you'd been like, that's so weird. All right, so there you go. I hope you all enjoy the stream. I'll wrap it up for you guys. So Austin, before you leave us tonight, how can I follow you aside from YouTube? Thanks, man. I'm on Instagram, WitsitGetsIt. I'm on Facebook, Austin Whitsitt. Don't know how long I'll be on those until they kick me off or whatever. And D Live is WitsitGetsIt. DLive.tv, WitsitGetsIt. That's the best way. Support what you like or it goes away. I agree. All right. Here we go. I know that when I do the recaps, I go fast, but here we go. All right. So based on the Enoch calendar, we are told a certain amount of time between each prophetic event that the Antichrist fulfills. We need to know exactly where to start the calendar. I'm not making a claim about that. But the point is that based on the time in between all of the prophecies, Trump comes out on that exact day, perfect time, and he does the next prophecy every single time. He came out and looked up at the sky and said, I am the chosen one. Someone had to do it. Got printed on the Grabbler's coin. They put him by Cyrus. They think that he's going to be a strong political figure that was anointed by God. Well, which God? Just like Cyrus. Well, that's why they printed him on the coin. Anointed literally comes from Moshiach in their language, which means Messiah. It's the false Messiah. Trump's going to help us build the third temple, but the Antichrist builds the third temple, puts himself in the temple, and claims that he's God. So the little grabblers have printed the coin off, straight up said we're about to wage a war against the sons of light, against the sons of darkness. They have Trump all over the place. They have the coin representing the believers being thrown into, the believers of Yeshua being thrown into the furnace and being thrown onto the altar to be sacrificed. So they're printing off coins telling you what's going on. The actual Antichrist prophecies tell you about a coin that will be printed, a literal coin. Even the coin was prophesized, guys. Even the coin. Like I said, I'll do a stream where I'll have time to just break it all down in a PowerPoint in sequential order, and we'll just hammer this down definitively. But you should be able to be putting the pieces together already. And if you're not, then you're just operating out of ego and pride. Because I had to swallow my pride. I kept saying Trump wasn't the Antichrist. I think I was wrong. You know what you do when you think you're wrong? You admit that you're wrong, and you keep looking for the truth. There's no reason to lie about things. It's ridiculous. So they're telling you straight up, look who he is. Then the guy that got classified information and was making recordings, hard to get to the bottom of it, kind of a grabbled story, right? But whenever they go kill people, it's hard to get to the bottom of it anyway. He put all kinds of recordings in a safe. The last one he recorded before he was killed says that in one of these memos, it says that Trump has to come out and say that he's the king of Israel. I don't really understand that part. There's no strategic reason. It's just symbolic, but they say he has to come out and do that. I'm not sure why. To me, it sounds crazy too, but we'll see if that happens in the coming months. Sure enough, It actually happened 2 months later after that dude got killed. Okay, and his recordings were surfaced. So I don't know, maybe the grabbers were behind all that and made up that whole story just so they could put it out there and people would hear that he was going to do it, or people would hear what their plan is, because they are Luciferians and that's how wizardry works. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. There's a recording where he says he's going to have to come out and claim that he's the king of Israel. I don't even see how that could happen. That makes no sense. He literally came out and said that. And on the same day, he says that I'm the chosen one. Someone had to do it. On the literal same day, again, pointed to you by Enoch and the scriptures of when he would do it. Right? He comes out that same day and retweets someone that calls him the king of Israel and the second coming of God. The same day. The same day. Okay. He moves the embassy to Jerusalem, prophecy of the Antichrist. And he's going to rebuild the temple. So now we know that the Antichrist, what does he do? He comes under promises of peace and prosperity. Well, he's signing a peace deal in the Middle East, one of the most epic ones ever, right? Okay, everyone thought it was Jared Kushner that was in charge of it. Maybe he was the Antichrist. Looks like, no, he's just working for Trump, and Trump's going to be the one that spearheads and announces it, gets credit, and is attributed to the peace deal. The peace deal will make Israel bigger. That is what the prophecy says. So when Trump finalizes this peace deal, or the peace deal comes out into the open for what it is or whatever, greater Israel will be accomplished, meaning that the territory that Israel's over right now will get bigger. This is in the prophecy. Okay, and it's important to know these things so you can keep track of what's going on and know what to expect, and no one thinks Trump could be the Antichrist. No one knows what's going on. Okay, the church will go apostate and will actually support the Antichrist. All of the so-called Christians support Trump. Ones that you know in your life, if they vote and believe in politics, they voted for Trump. All of your churches, they're pro-Trump. So all of the Zionists, pro-Trump, right? And then the Christians that claim themselves to be Christians and they call themselves Zionists, they all support Trump. It fulfills that prophecy. Now, he will have a mark, okay? And he will cause everyone to get the mark so that they can buy and sell. This is just the beginning of it, okay? Once people take the mark later on, which is also the timelines given to you in Enoch, people will begin to get source, okay? We haven't gotten there yet, because they just now released the mark, which is in the right timeline. Enoch predicts also when they started actually releasing the vaccines. Every part of it, every single part of it is perfectly scripted. You cannot say it's a coincidence. You got two options here. Either they're just taking Revelation and trying to follow the script to troll people, or the prophecies are real. If you know Yeshua is real, and you've seen how many prophecies have come true that cannot be faked over the course of time, if you've actually swallowed your pride and prayed and sought the truth, then you would know that Yeshua is real, because you can feel the Holy Spirit, and you know Yeshua is real. He never leaves you hanging. He answers you. So anyone that says he's not real, I hate to be this guy and be so blunt, you actually haven't swallowed your pride and sought it sincerely and honestly with pure intention, because if you seek, you will find. That's just the truth. And then it is what it is. I can no longer sugarcoat things for you. As you guys can see, you know, we may not have the luxury of just putting things off thinking we have forever, okay? So there's going to be a mark. Well, he comes out and says, Operation Warp Speed, we got the military ready to go out and facilitate it everywhere. Millions and millions of this vaccine. Okay, so the mark is referred to symbolically at one point as a sword. What do vaccines do? They penetrate your skin, just like a sword would. They stab through, they penetrate your skin, okay? It is like a sword of this spiritual metaphysical attack that's going to manipulate your genetics. Well, good thing they didn't even lie or hide it. They're coming out telling you, this is straight up telling you, this is the first vaccine ever that manipulates your RNA and changes your genes. Literally, Moderna modify RNA. They're not even hiding it at this point, okay? They're telling you that it manipulates your DNA. At the same time, we had this same year, we have the patent 060606 for cryptocurrency tied into body activity, a patent, okay? And what's in this vaccine, I don't know. I don't know what all's in there, but if you think that all that's in there is what they tell you, you've lost your mind. I know people that are always going out there and they're talking about how vaccines are bad, like doing activism, and they've signed up for some of these trials. They go in there just to ask them questions, to try to ask them what the ingredients is. None of the people even know what the ingredients is. They won't tell them any of the ingredients of what's in the vaccine. You just have to agree to take it. They won't even publicly release the entire ingredients list. And so if you think that they claim that they do and that they won't hide something, that's insane, okay? This is sorcery. That's what pharmakia means. The mark is pharmakia. It's sorcery, dude. It's sorcery. That's what this is. What have they done? They've used the sorcery of scaring you, coming in and bringing you the solution, okay, under the guise of, well, it's Donald Trump. He's just trying to drain the swamp. He's just trying to save the day. And we know the leftist crazy people are going to line up to take the vaccine too. They're stupid people. So, like, how many people take this? You might think, oh, a ton of people aren't going to take it. Well, a lot of people are going to talk like they're not going to take it. Wait till they literally can't eat anymore. Okay, and so, yeah, they've just now rolled this out. It's very possible it's the mark of the beast. Is there like something in the future where there's an advanced version of some type of medicine? Is it the second round? I don't know anything like that. I don't know. I don't make claims like that. I don't know which one is or which one isn't. But actually, the pharmakeia of this inoculation does fulfill the prophecy. It fulfills the prophecy to like a T, like to an eerie extent. Now, do they come out with a new type in the future? It's very possible. It's very possible, okay? But so when it comes to that would fulfill the part of actually in sketching, like being sketched in, engraving into the skin. It gets crazy. And Trump is just coming out right in front of everybody, letting everybody know. He's letting everybody know. He just straight up tells you. And there are people that claim to be Christians that say that he's a Christian. There are people in the world in 2020 that claim to be Christians, and then they claim that Trump's a Christian. Something's not adding up here. I must be missing something. D-Live, thanks for the limits. Practicing fasting. I agree. Fasting's really good. I think you should take up to 2 hour slot before Whitsitt each day, Mr. Anderson. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Anyway, thanks for kicking it. Yeah, so I don't know if y'all have any questions. I'm about to get out of here. Let me check, make sure I didn't get anything on Cash App or anything. We'll watch the little hype video again before we get out of here. I think it's hilarious. Alex, thank you for the $5 on Cash App. You are the man. Just enjoying your videos. Keep killing it. Will do. Thank you very much. Or if you're a female, I'm sorry. $10 from Brenda. Thank you very much for $10 on Cash App for keep serving the gravy. All right, I'll check you out on Facebook, and will do. Thank you very much for the support. It's much appreciated. Let's go over here, make sure nothing's on PayPal. We're good on PayPal. Make sure we got nothing new on Patreon. Not sure if I shouted you out already, but Holly Berry's a new Patreon shout out. What's up? All right, we're good. We're caught up. All right. And thanks for Super Chats. Thanks for the lemons. Let me go ahead and add some lemons. Make sure I made at least this much. Oh, dang. I don't even know how much I made. Whatever. I'm just going to put 500 in here. Who cares if it's more? Thank you for the 75 legends that's come to D-Live. Everyone needs to go get D-Live because, look, dude, the Grabblers have honed in on my channel. We may have short times left. And we all knew it was going to happen, right? So what are you going to do? Hopefully these videos are downloaded somewhere, but whatever. I have this one. I'll put it on BitChute if they take it down. Apparently they don't even have to tell you why they take it down anymore. They just get to censor you. They don't even have to tell you why anymore, and that's just the world we live in. So, yeah, pretty much, dude. Clearly there's some type of orchestration of like war going on here with China. What's the real meaning behind that? I don't know. There are people that are way lower down. They have no idea who Trump is. They have no idea what the true Luciferian plan is. They have no idea about any of that. They're just like, alleged pedophiles that are addicted to drugs, that like are addicted to hookers and depravity and degeneracy, and they just take money and right in front of them, very short-term temporal gain, and then they sell out. D-Live is an app, right? Yeah, you can download D-Live, the app. Yep. And it's dlive.tv on browser or URL. So, I mean, guys, come on. I might do another stream about Trump tomorrow, to be honest, and just compile all the info. I don't know. I'm not sure. But, and I'm sorry if guys don't want to hear it. But I do have some more. I have the Clash of Titans Christmas stream coming up. Maybe I'll throw one of those in there. But while it's fresh, I might just really break it down. There's so much here. I couldn't do it. In the first stream. I had to introduce you guys to the idea. All I'm asking is to stay open-minded. I think this is very important that we get to the bottom of it. I don't know what could be more important. This is just like the Enoch calendar. I couldn't just flood y'all. There's so much with this. Y'all should know by now, if y'all really do like value my opinion and y'all watch my streams, you should know that I don't just I didn't just randomly get bored and I was like, oh, I'll just start a stream that says it's Trump the Antichrist. There's a reason that I feel the way that I do. Y'all should be able to put that together by now. So hopefully that's the case. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm actually gonna play this video again because I think it's so funny. It's actually just really well made for the most part. Screen share. So yeah, there you go. I'm trying to make, like, if there's any big ones I've missed. I mean, they printed the coins off. We've talked about that a few times. And they rebuild the temple. The foundation was laid on the right dates. Like, everything's being done on the right dates. That's what's so crazy about it. That's why they had to take the Enoch calendar out for many reasons. But now we have December 21st coming up, conjunction. There's a lot of stuff going on. And I'm going to try to put together a really, really in-depth stream. So get ready for the next one, probably the next one. It's going to be a lot. If you thought tonight was a lot, this was literally nothing. I was just skimming over the basics. All right, we got the chat out. Thank you for the diamond. Good stream. Keep the gravy coming, Will. Later, dude. Later, bro. Argentina. I got some crazy names in here. The gravy. Great stream as always. Thanks. Much love. All right. So shout out to everyone on D-Live. You are dope. China will be judged by Yeshua. Everybody's going to be judged by Yeshua. And he wins. I don't know if anybody skipped to the end of the book, but he wins. It appears the grabblers don't want to read the end of the book. They actually want to execute you if you do, allegedly. And there's only a matter of time before they call the New Testament anti-Semitic. So, and they just think they're little special boys that are going to get to rule over people and have slaves. They don't even probably realize the magnitude of what's going on, but some of them do. It's crazy. It's just some crazy stuff. You tell someone in 2020, like, dude, the Antichrist is going to come, and then Israel is going to, like, print them on a coin and talk. You'd be like, are you crazy, religious, stupid Christians? What are you talking? They're going to print him on a coin, and everyone's going to know about it, and then he's going to move. They're going to build a temple for him. He's going to go in there and say he's God. You'd be like, you sound like a crazy person. Well, welcome to 2020. It's all literally happening. So who's crazy, right? All right, let's check this out one more time in conclusion, and I'm going to get out of here.
They say that there will arise a powerful world ruler that they identify as the Antichrist.
Oh, I started back.
They say that there will arise a powerful world ruler that they identify as the Antichrist.
The Antichrist is not a Muslim, he's not a Jew, and he's certainly not a Christian.
E non fare ponti, non è cristiano.
The Bible means a lot to me, but I don't want to get into specifics.
We have Jesus Christ, and Satan will have his Antichrist.
He is supposed to be a powerful political personality.
He's going to be someone who's going to come on the scene as a great peacemaker.
And my administration remains firmly committed to establishing peace and harmony.
The planet's sense of neediness for an answer is going to make them right to believe an anti-Messiah.
He will be so successful that some people will think he is the very Messiah, and that is the whole point, because that is what he is masquerading as.
I said, Mr. President, I know there are people that say, you said you were the chosen one. I said, you were. I like to be good. I don't like to have to ask for forgiveness.
And he's not alone. He has at his side the false prophet.
It did not need a professional politician in the Oval Office, but it needed a fighter and a champion for freedom. And Lord, that's exactly what we have.
I am going to be the greatest president that God ever created. Remember that.
The Antichrist will not only try to counterfeit the true Christ, but will even try to pass himself off as the Son of God.
I am the chosen one.
But the Antichrist has a mouth like a lion.
Get out of here.
The Antichrist will call himself king.
When somebody's the president of the United States, the authority is total.
But the Antichrist will take the mark of the beast and put it upon the forehead of his followers.
As I stand before you today, I see the greatest president in history. Of
course he is. He was chosen by God. I'm not worried about what's going to happen in this world because I know who has the whole world in his hands. And I've made peace with God and I'm ready to go. How about you?
Pretty crazy stuff. I mean, obviously the person that made that's pretty much off the mark with a lot of stuff. You can tell just by the way they edited it. Just wanted to tell you that you made me believe. Sweet, bro. Thank you for the super chat. And Tinko Romeo Goff. Much appreciated. Much love. All right, so there you go. Yeah, and someone said something pretty on point, right? Like everyone acts like all the Q followers act like Trump's the Messiah. He's the chosen one. He's going to say, you're worshiping Trump, dude. Those on the left that are hating him and constantly obsessed with everything he says, you're worshiping Trump. You don't have to love something to worship them. Everybody's obsessed with this man. Everybody. Everyone in the world knows who he is. Okay, that fulfills the prophecy that was removed in the apocryphal text that everyone in the world will have seen him before he reveals himself. He straight up came out and freaking said it. And now, dude, I don't even necessarily 100% agree with this guy on where we are in the timeline because Trump can be here indefinitely. There was a book written about the last president. Like, I'm not telling everyone, we're all about to die, and it may be close to the end. Like, literally, we may be right in it, right? I don't know. But this may be prepping for the future. He's fulfilling all kinds of prophecies in perfect timelines, and it's in, like, sequential events, and it's wild. It's absolutely wild. And so I encourage everyone to pray and get right with Yeshua and swallow your pride. Just swallow your pride. You don't know everything. You don't. There's about to be a conjunction in the sky. It doesn't just happen all the time, guys. It's a big deal. Okay? And so the sky is for signs and wonders. Why do you think we're having so many eclipses? Why do you think 2020 has just been packed with things? It's just going to continue to grow. And you need to get ready to face what could come like a soldier. Okay, so you need to just go ahead and prepare yourself spiritually for it. All right, that's it. It's been real, been cool, been real cool. I'm going to catch up with y'all tomorrow. I might do a more in-depth stream to this, honestly. I don't really know yet. But, yeah, always speak truth. So seek and speak truth unequivocally no matter what people say. It's more important now than ever that you start trying to find the truth and that you get rid of emotional predispositions and you go find the truth and that you speak the truth and you're actually told to do that. It isn't like I wonder if I should speak the truth to people. I don't want to because people are going to get mad. I think that the earth is flat and then they don't like Jesus. It doesn't really matter. You're told to go do it. Hold steadfast and prove all things to be true. To go shout it from the rooftops. To go from place to place and actually go out and be disciples. And then if they rebuke you and they refuse to listen, dust off your feet, keep it pushing. That every prophet was hated in their own village and that you are to not partake in darkness, but rather expose and reprove it. So we are commanded, in fact, to do what we're doing. And you're supposed to stay on the front line and speak the truth. And if you're embarrassed because someone on Facebook is going to make fun of you if you talk about Yeshua, how quickly are you going to fold when you're facing death? So, guys, if they come and try and tell you to denounce it, take the mark, whatever, you have to hold strong till the end. In fact, you're given a special recognition in heaven if you sacrifice your life. Some of us will escape. Some of us will not. Some of us will be imprisoned, then killed. Some of us will be killed. Some of us will escape into the wilderness, and we are to provide for women and children, etc., etc. God has predetermined all of that. You can, men make plans, God laughs. So you can do whatever you want to do, but God has a plan for everybody in the end. You're going to go where you're going to have to go to survive. It's all predetermined. Everyone has their own section, and you just got to stay strong till the end. And everyone's been saying that we're in the end for years and years and years and years and years. This is so that when we're really in the end, no one will know. No one is even considering Trump really being the Antichrist. A very small select group of people, including all the so-called Christians. This is clearly a huge deception going on right now. And you should have instinctively not liked Trump anyway. But I'll admit, he's kind of funny sometimes. He makes me laugh. I was like, oh man, it's all just a charade. It could be worse. Whatever. It's him or Biden. I was like, he sucks. He's a Jezebel puppet. Don't vote for him. None of it matters. But I had not even seen everything that was going on. I haven't put it together because I was so detached from the media and so detached from everything. I didn't pay attention to. I didn't know that these things were even going on. Right? But when you start to see it, it's wild. It's wild. And we'll break it down in really good sequential explanation maybe tomorrow or in a stream in the future when I get it all laid out real good. Didn't want to hit y'all too much. Anyway, if you want to support the channel, links in the descriptions. It's much appreciated. I guess we got XRP, Cash App, PayPal, Thanks for the super chats, even though the growlers take 33%. Thanks for the limits. We're now an affiliate. Maybe start a sub program on there. I might even do that on here, but maybe not. It looks like we're not going to be here very long. And then the next stream, now that we've got the foundation, will be much more in depth. So, get ready for the gravy because it's going to be crazy. But I feel weird still to this day saying stuff like this, but everything that y'all send to help support helps a ton, helps me be able to put as much time into some of these things as it takes. So it's much appreciated. Support what you like or it goes away. Forgot about the P.O. box thing. I'll try and get that. I don't necessarily want Christmas presents anyway, though. And Nathan and I are going to take off probably next month or whatever. So if you want to be a part of that or help us out with that, hit me up. If you want to help out with the merch, hit me up. I already got someone I think is going to help design it. If you want to help do any part of it, just hit me up. I think I got someone else that's going to help me make those clocks I told you about, where it's the Enochian calendar and you can keep up with every aspect of it in a clock. And then maybe even help me make those like original version sundials that work perfect with the Enoch so I can get it out to everybody. I probably won't even really make money on that. I just think everyone should have those things on them, especially if things gets crazy. You can still keep up with everything, right? Because you're going to have the calendar in your hand. I think it's super important. Actually, what I want to make is those clocks that have a very intricate calendar. So every aspect of the calendar, the councils, everything on here, right? So it'll be a very intricate, like sacred geometry pattern type of a clock. And then if we can make it solar power, then we're good. I want to make it solar powered so that the hand will never stop moving. And so if we can get that made, that'll probably cost some money to make it. If anybody's interested in like helping with it, getting off the ground, that'd be awesome. We can work together. Like I said, I'm not really trying to do this to make a lot of money. I just want everybody to like get the truth. So anyway, if any of those things you think you can help out with, shoot me an email. Whitsitt Proton Mail is the best one to do. Got all my contact down below. Got all of my support links down below. Everything's much appreciated. Helps a ton. I wouldn't have been able to probably get caught up on my bills, which I pretty much have done if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you. Obviously, the PayPal avenue or the YouTube avenue doesn't seem to – it's going to be here very much, but whatever. We'll deal with that when we get there. So there you go. That was it. Let me find this. Yeah, there you go. Is Trump the Antichrist? I think he is. It definitely appears that way. We got all kinds of things letting us know that they're obsessed with him. So, beware of those in the end who claim, but are in fact the synagogue of Satan. But that's why I wanted to put in my hook, like geopolitically we're in the field. That's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? I wanted to say beware of those in the end who claim, but it isn't real. But it was too many words. And so everyone should have gotten to this point yet. So just, seek spiritual discernment. And I think that you'll be able to put this stuff together. So anyway, I will catch up with y'all tomorrow. Peace out. Much love.
Geopolitically, we in a field. Just for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Rappers act steady high, steady simple pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up, had to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in a field. Just for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Took the way you saw the world, then distorted it. Now you think you wanna rock it, twirl somewhere orbited. Theories disproportionate, the truth distorted quick with a forceful grip. They force a simple that we absorb it quick. Took the people's signature that mean extorted it. They forging it, abusing cause informants who informing them. There's a surplus, but they tell us there's shortages. Credit economy mortgages, dollar that's supported with empty fortresses. But what's important is this report and ships important. Yes, of course it is, but extortion is in accordance with an assortment list of foreign tricks. We ignoring which informant disinforming this. It looked like we were storing tricks. Pedophilia and the government endorsing it. Yeah, eugenics is exactly what abortion is. You just vilify those as subordinate. Way to matrix engineer, that's unfortunate. Geopolitically, we in a field. Just for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Rappers acting steady high, steady simple pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up just to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in the field. Thanks for Israel. Wonder, is it real?